Good evening, everybody. What's going on? Let's see. We got Anthony, Gary. What's up? Bobby Fox, Brad. How's everybody doing? I wanted to do this tonight because tomorrow is the playoffs again. So I knew I wasn't going to want to do it tomorrow. Stonehouse, how you doing? What's up, Bill? Randy, Ricky, how y'all doing? How you doing, Mitch? You installed a Bosch today? Very good. What's up, Mr. Moist? Brad, you installed a Bosch. Hey, Steven, how you doing, bud? Good to see you and hear from you. Yeah, Jeffrey, how you doing, man? Brad, were you the one that was? I'm just asking because I can't remember last time I got on. Were you the one that was calling the Bosch junk? No, that wasn't you. I don't remember who that was. What are we giving away? I guess that's the magic question, huh? 2 Rectorseal Pro-Fit Swaging kits. Giving away 2 of them. And I have 2 more after that, but we're only going to give away 2 tonight. You know, Bill, now that the Saints are out, I'd really like to see the Titans pull it off. But the chances of that are, I don't know if they can beat Baltimore. I'd also like to see the Seahawks get back in it. I'm not so much a Seattle fan. I mean, I don't have a problem with Seattle, but I'm a big fan of Russell Wilson. I just like him. I think he's a hell of a quarterback, and I'm a fan. So, it was good, Mr. Moist. How about you? No, I'm not. To hell with the 49ers. I actually don't think they'll make it past tomorrow. Well, hell on. No, they're playing the Vikings. Okay, never mind. They might. I would like to see the Vikings beat the 49ers, though. I like the Packers. I'm a fan of Green Bay. I'm a fan of Aaron Rodgers. That would not upset me at all. But like I said, I'm a huge Russell Wilson fan, and I really like him. I think he's a hell of a quarterback, but you know, who knows? How you doing, Rich? Oh, that's good to hear, Anthony. I love mine. Yeah, Drew Brees, you know, he didn't play the best game against Minnesota. I mean, our whole team didn't play good, but the hell with the Texans. I don't have an issue with Kansas City. Would not mind seeing Kansas City go. I like Patrick Mahomes. I like Andy Reid. I think Andy Reid's a good coach. Don't have an issue with Kansas City at all. If Kansas City would make it, that would be great. Yes, I'm glad the Patriots are out, or the however the hell you say the Cheerits. But don't have an issue with Kansas City whatsoever. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Patrick Mahomes. I really like him. That dude's a beast. But man, that running back for Tennessee, man, God, he was the Heisman Trophy winner from Alabama. That running back for Tennessee is an absolute animal. I would love to see Tennessee make it, but Lamar Jackson is a beast. They picked, they got Mark Ingram from the Saints. Mark Ingram's a beast. I really don't have an issue with Baltimore. Don't really have a problem with Baltimore at all. So everybody's saying a 49er. Yeah, Derrick Henry. That's it. That dude's a beast. He ran the ball all over New England. Everybody's saying a 49er, Baltimore San Francisco rematch in the Super Bowl. It'd probably be a hell of a game, but I just don't think the 49ers are going to make it to the Super Bowl, to be honest with you. I think they'll get past the Vikings this weekend, but I don't think they'll make it past the NFC Championship. That's just my opinion. Now, last week, all my predictions were wrong. Every week I usually predict every game, and I'm usually pretty damn good at it. But last week, none of my predictions were correct except Seattle beating New England. That was the only one that I predicted that was right, was Seattle beating New England. All the other ones I was dead wrong. I predicted everything wrong. So, no, I don't bet on games. No. How you doing, Isaiah? No, I don't bet on them. I've never done that before. I just like to predict them with friends here, and I just like it. And normally I'm pretty good at it because I understand the game of football. I love the game of football. But I was dead wrong. If I was a bettor, I would have lost my ass last week because I predicted New England to beat Tennessee. That didn't happen. I predicted Buffalo to beat Houston. That didn't happen. I predicted New Orleans to beat Minnesota. That didn't happen. Now, I did predict that Seattle would beat Philadelphia, and that did happen. So I got one right. 1 out of 4. So if y'all want to know, this weekend, I do watch college football. Roll what? What'd you say there? Roll what? No. Go Tigers. Go Tigers. Yeah, we got y'all this year. And we're playing Monday night. The Tide ain't. Now, when I predict a game, that doesn't mean that that's who I want to win. That's just, even if I don't want that team to win, I'll still predict it. So tomorrow, we have the Vikings and the 49ers and the Titans and the Ravens. I predict that the 49ers will beat the Vikings. And I predict that the Ravens will beat the Titans. Now, I don't want the Ravens to beat the Titans. I want the Titans to win. And I will cheer for the Titans to win. But as far as understanding the game of football and you look at these teams and all that, it's logical that the Ravens are going to beat the Titans. So I predict that the Niners will beat Minnesota. Yep, we got everybody. We hadn't lost a game LSU wise. Also, okay, again, because I predict the 49ers. Hey, Jeff, I don't know if you're trying to the giveaway comment doesn't go here. If that's what you're doing. Even though I'm predicting the 49ers to win, I don't want them to win, but that's who I predict. Sunday, the Texans and the Chiefs play, and then the Seahawks and the Packers. I predict that the Chiefs will beat the Texans. And I predict that Seattle will beat Green Bay. I think Seattle's going to do it. I hear you, Mitch, but it's random, brother. The picks are random. So, for those of you that are football fans, maybe I'll get a little better record this weekend. All right. So we'll get on with the giveaway. The Tennessee HVACs. Now, remember, you must be present the way I do my giveaways. I haven't done one in a while. When I do your name, I'll give you 2 minutes to show yourself in the chat. I have my timer on my phone. Basically, once your name is drawn, I'll hit the start button and the timer will begin. If you don't announce yourself, hey, Gary, how you doing? If you don't announce yourself in that 2 minute mark, then I'm moving on and drawing somebody else. Hey, Jeff, I hope you're right, man. I'd love to see the Titans do it. I really would. So we'll give it a couple more minutes. And I tell you what, everybody, if you've already done it, don't worry about it. You're good to go. An HVAC helper and an apprentice is pretty much the same thing, at least here. I'll put the link to the video in the chat that you need to comment the word giveaway on one more time before we draw. Hey, Dennis, how you doing? Okay. There's the link. There's the link. Click it. Go to the scroll down to the comment section and type the word giveaway, and you're entered to win. I don't know, Isaiah. Did you see that link above? A couple comments above you. You need to go to that video and in the comment section type the word giveaway. How you doing, David? I'll give a couple more minutes before we draw the first one. Isaiah, I'm scrolling through right now to See if you left a comment. I don't see where you commented, Isaiah. You need to click that link above you. Oh, you did it? Okay. I refreshed it and I'll look again. No, the wind's blowing outside though. We're supposed to get some weather, but we haven't got any yet. But the wind is blowing. Okay, Isaiah, good. No, Jeff, Drew will come back. I mean, Teddy and Drew are both unrestricted free agents right now. But Teddy's not going to stay with New Orleans because as good as he did while Drew was gone, in my opinion, he really didn't do that good. Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara made him look good, but well, whatever. But somebody's going to pick him up as a starter. He's going to get offered a starting quarterback position. They'll re-sign Drew for one more year, and then I think Drew's going to try one more time for one more Super Bowl, and that's it. Whether he gets it or not next year, I think he's done. But I think he's going to go one more round, and then after that, I think they give it to Taysom Hill, which would suit me fine. I like Taysom Hill better than Teddy Bridgewater. How you doing, John Moore? Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and give one of these away. Remember, you must be present. I'll give you 2 minutes once the name is drawn to identify yourself in the chat. So what we'll do is refresh this, and I'll get everything ready. Let me share the screen with y'all. Okay. Everybody should be able to see that screen. I'm also on there. I will post the link here. Get the comments. 46 comments. And our first winner is Duct Worker. Duct Worker, you have 2 minutes. I like this program because you can see me on the screen as well as the and see I can reverse it right there. That way y'all can continue to see it. 2 minutes, Mr. Duct Worker. He's not here next. Well, he's got a minute and a half left to identify himself. Oh, he is here. Okay. All right, man. I'll stop the clock. Duct worker, congratulations, man. You've won the first one. All right, if you can send me your real name. Now listen to me before you send the email. I'm going to put my email address on the screen. There's my email address going across the bottom of the screen there. If you can send me your real name and your address and your telephone number. Not that I want your telephone number, but the post office has been asking for telephone numbers when you ship stuff lately. They want the phone number to who's receiving the package in case something happens. So again, your real name, your address, and your phone number to the email address going across the bottom of the screen. If you can get that to me ASAP, I will send you out your swaging kit. Have you ever used one of those before, duct worker? All right, guys, we still got one more to give away, so you're still good. Cool, you're going to like it, man. What I can tell you is that make sure you wear a pair of gloves or keep your hand, as far back as you can, because when you're drilling it, especially the bigger the pipe, you start getting up in the 3/4 and 7/8, it gets the copper really hot. So, make sure you wear a pair of gloves or keep your hand. Don't put your hand, right next to where you're going to be making the swage, because you will feel the heat. Gary, I'm pretty sure your real name is in your screen name there, buddy. Jay, I would imagine. I mean, you should be able to get a job as a helper or an apprentice without a license. I don't. I mean, they should understand that. I mean, that's what an apprentice. I mean, I don't even like here we don't have an HVAC license, but I know in some states you can't get your license until you do so many hours of apprenticeship. I know like Kentucky and I think Texas and some of these other. It's not here in Louisiana, but I know some of the other states. They won't even let you test for the license until you have so many hours of apprenticeship. So that doesn't sound right to me. Hey, David, I got a question for you, man. And believe I'm not hating on you at all, man. There is no HVAC license in Louisiana, Isaiah. There's no HVAC license. Let's see, David. I liked your Facebook page, and I see that you're doing a lot of maintenance and stuff. But what's up with the company name? Again, I'm not hating, man, but it doesn't have heating and air anywhere in it. Now, maybe where you're located, I can't remember where you're at, David. But I know here, man, if I was to name my company something like that, nobody would ever think the picture behind me. I don't know, something my wife hung. Oh, it looks like that's Times Square in New York City, I guess. Ah, shit. That ain't mine. I mean, if you don't have heating and air in your name somewhere here, or heating and air conditioning, or AC, I mean, nobody would even call you. Trust for the hammer. She's got her own little kit, man. She's got a little thing of nails, little bitty nails, and a small hammer for hanging pictures and shit. So that's all her. I understand what you're saying, David, but like on Facebook and stuff, it's just a suggestion, man. But I would put heating and cooling or heating and air or something somewhere in that name. Well, I thought that was the name of y'all's company already, Isaiah. Um, yeah. Hey, again, David, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, man. I'm just giving you a piece of advice. Now, do you do maintenance only, or I mean, are you doing repair work too, right? Thank you. I'm Sonny. Is that your name? It looks like Sony, but I imagine it's pronounced Sonny. Yeah, and I saw one guy posted in here, said the name of his company is hold on, I lost it. Comfort Systems of Virginia. That's another thing, man, is that I've seen so many companies, Comfort Systems. Like there's one guy, I don't think it's here. I think it's down in Baton Rouge. The name of his company is Louisiana Comfort Systems. I mean, to me, I don't know, maybe in other places, but to me that still doesn't really sound like a heating and air name. I mean, I guess it does, but it sounds like that you're strictly installation. I don't know. Maybe I'm just paranoid like that. Yeah, if everybody could don't forget to hit the like button, that I would appreciate it. Keep in mind I rent. But this house has a Luxair in it. A newer Luxair. Same thing as York. Yeah, like mechanical, I'm sorry. Mechanical, to me, that says commercial. I would never name a residential heating and air company with the word mechanical in it. Um, no, that is a fake Christmas tree. It's very fake. We just haven't taken it down yet. It comes apart in 3 pieces. It's pre-lit. No, we don't do the real tree. To hell with that shit. No, it's very fake. I mean, I guess it all comes down to marketing and branding, but I've just always, you know, had the word heating and cool. Well, no, I don't like. I mean, see, and I don't even like heating and cooling. I like heating and air conditioning, or air conditioning and heating. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate the super chat. Um, I mean, it's a good topic. No, I don't want to get into refrigeration. I don't like it. I tried it years ago, did not like it. I mean, to me, your company name should have, like my company name is named after myself. It was Southern Comfort, which was cool. But come to find out, there's a guy here that has that name already in Lafayette. And I did a bunch of research before I chose that name to make sure nothing came up on Facebook, Google. I looked in the phone book, nothing. This guy just doesn't do any advertising. And he called me one day. But And we had a good conversation. There was no arguing or nothing like that. And I told him, I said, hey, it was an honest mistake. But to me, your company name should have the words heating and air conditioning, heating and cooling. I wouldn't even put HVAC because believe it or not, a lot of homeowners don't know what that means. Because I would have loved to name my company, John Israel HVAC instead of John Israel Heating and Air Conditioning because it's shorter. But believe it or not, a lot of homeowners don't even know what the hell HVAC stands for. So, yeah, I really did like the Southern Comfort name, but just didn't work out. Turns out somebody had it. Yeah, see, the legal name of my company is, hey, Chance, how you doing? You missed one. I'm giving 2 of these away. I just gave away 1. I don't know if you've commented on the video from last time I was on, but you did miss 1. Anyway, the legal name of my company is John Israel Heating and Air Conditioning, but I always say John Israel Heating and Air. I mean, that's just what I do. Michael, the plane crash. It was a private plane. It was some people that were headed to Atlanta, Georgia. They were going to the LSU Oklahoma game. They took off from the airport here in Lafayette, and the plane crashed. That's all I know. I really don't know what the problem was, but that's all I know. No boilers here. Never fooled with one. No, there's nothing wrong with that, David. I saw it, Chance. You're good. Yeah, I mean it wasn't like right on top of me, but I mean it was only about 4 miles away. I haven't worked on an ice machine in a really long time. And the few that I have put my hands on, my father was always with me because my dad's really good at ice machines. I myself never really fooled with ice machines alone. I, just didn't get into it. My dad really likes working on them. That's correct. LSU offensive coordinator, his daughter-in-law was on the plane. Lafayette population, about 120,000, 120, 130,000, somewhere in that area. Oh, very good, David. Somewhat flat. I mean, it just depends. Yeah, it's good sized. It's like 120 to 130,000. Yeah, Dennis. Like Chance said, Dennis. That's obviously that's a Baker name, but it's nothing but an ICP. and it's good. They got a good price on it too. Um, that's Lafayette, that population. There's other towns there's towns called Scott, Karen Crow, Dusson, Abbeville. I mean, there's so many. I can go on and on, and those are real small country towns. Isaiah, if you've ever installed an ICP, you've installed Grand Air. That's all it is. Mini splits, they're fine. I mean, I think they have their place. Dennis, you don't have anything to worry about. I've got so many ICP gas furnaces out there. I mean, it's unbelievable. No issues with the heat exchanger. Yes, I hunt. Getting back to Rudy's question, mini splits, I believe they have their place. If you're asking me, Jason, no, I don't do any VRF. I don't. Anyway, I'm trying to finish his I think mini splits have their place. You add a room to a house, you close up a garage, you build a man cave, blah 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 blah. They're great for that. I would never do a whole house in mini splits. And I've seen it done. Not something I would do. To me, it's just too much money. I just wouldn't do it. Rich HVAC, you have a crazy question. Do you mind? I don't know. It depends what it is. I mean, I guess go ahead. A house in VRF. Wow. Yeah, I would never do a whole house in mini split. To me, it's not logical. It would have to be a really small house, like a wide open floor plan. There's no way I would take like a traditional 3-bedroom house or something like that and put a damn head everywhere. It's just, to me, it just costs too much money. No, I haven't, Jeff and Rich. Really, that was your question. Look, man, long story short on me going bald. If you go back to my older videos, I've got hair, but you can see my line right here. Like you can tell, see, like I need to shave right now. It's a little prickly. You can tell where I had the hair and in the middle was staying bald. Well, I got tired of that shit. Now my wife wanted me to get all this hair supplements and shit. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. I had to beg her to let me go bald. I said, if you don't like it, it'll grow back. But, let me try it at least once. So she finally agreed. So she helped me. We took the the electric clippers and got it down as close as we could. And then I put the shaving cream on and all that. Long story short, I came out the bathroom. She liked it and she wanted me to stay that way. But to answer your question, I mean, you put the shaving cream on and, you just pass and, you see what you can see. Now, as far as the back, you can't see. So what I do is, I don't know how other guys do it. You have to feel with your hand, you pass in the back, uh, and you pass the razor in the back the best you can. And then after that, you just kind of feel with your hand, for prickles to see if you've missed anything. And, you can feel it, because you can feel, where you didn't miss compared to where you do miss. And then you just pass back over it. I mean, that's how I do it. So, Airworks, because I guess the moderators have chosen to delete messages. So, but good question. It doesn't matter, Chance, if you do or not. I don't know. I don't know who the Airworks guy is. No, I'll pass on that, Bobby. I'll pass. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and give away this. Hey. It's Ted Cook. Ted Cook is in the house. That's who's been deleting messages. Let's give away the second Swage and kit. Get my timer ready. Doo-doo-doo. Let me go back to. There we go. All right, you can see it still says duct worker. I have not fooled with anything. So I'm going to paste the link. All right, we got a few more comments this time. And the winner of our second Swage kit is Corey, whoever that is. I can't say that last name. You look at the timer. You have 2 minutes to show that you are present. All right, we are waiting on him. He's got about a minute and a half left. I have not had a chance to use the tight taper yet. Believe me, I will let you guys know. Yes, Bobby, that's him. $30 seconds for the Corey guy. Almost next. 5 seconds. Time's up. Okay, we'll draw again. It still says his name. We're gonna reload those comments. Okay. And the winner again, let's try this again, is Philadelphia AC and Refrigeration. I believe he's in here, but we are going to set the timer just in case, because it's fair. There you go, 2 minutes. But I'm pretty sure he's in here. At least he was earlier. Philadelphia AC and Refrigeration. Philadelphia AC and Refrigeration LLC Callahan. That's a long ass name. Yeah, I guess I can do a hangout. The timer is still running on Philadelphia. He's got a minute left, about a minute and 5 left, minute and 5 seconds. He was in here earlier. I saw him. $50 left. No, it will not be an all-nighter. But yeah, my wife's out of town. For those of you that saw my niece's story, you know, the one that's in the hospital. Well, she's just got out of the hospital just for a couple days, and she's got to go right back in. Ted, by the way, man, I appreciate you donating what you did to him, man. That was very cool of you. My wife went down to Tennessee, or up to Tennessee, I should say, to visit for the weekend. 10 seconds left for Mr. Philadelphia. Okay. Mr. Philadelphia has ran out of time. So we'll try this again. As you can see, it still says his name. Load him up again. And let's try again. And the winner is HVAC with Chance. I know he's here. I'm going to start the timer just because it's the rules. But I know he's here. Yep, there he is. Chance, you have my cell phone number, so just text me your address, and I already have your phone number. So, all right. So we gave 2 away. Have you ever used one, Chance? Is this something that you will use? Well, I'll be doing some more giveaways. I have 2 more of these to give away that we'll give away on a different day. And all right, very good, Chance. If you want to come in here and join me, You click that link that I just posted, and you can come in here and join me, and we can just shoot the breeze. If nobody wants to join me, I'll shut it down. Chance doesn't want his. Let's do it again. That's too many. What's a good heat pump? Somebody asks that question almost every week. It's all personal preference. The only thing I always say is stay away from Nordyne. Looks like Z-Man wants to come in.
What's up, John?
Yeah.
What's up, brother?
Hold on 1 second. Let me fix my shit. Isaiah, you with me?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, we're getting ready to start on that at $40 million project soon.
Oh,
Taking another walk to the buildings. And I'll tell you what, one of them's in really bad shape.
Yeah. No, Bobby, I don't use Goodman. I haven't used Goodman in probably 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I talked to somebody today that's going to be doing the work with us. He has a Goodman in his office. He's went through probably 10 or 15 freaking evap coils in the past 9 years.
Yeah.
I think it's legal like crazy. And he even said that himself. Like, even I said to myself, Goodman's not that good.
How you doing, Bobby?
Good. Bobby?
Yep. Yeah, you're right, Glenn. That's true, Chance. Chance, why don't you come in here? We have room for 3 more people.
What's this? Let me to the hallway, Deshaun.
Hey, Bobby, we're picking up a lot of background noise off of you.
You know what? We're going to wait till they get here with a warrant. Then we're going to go in and take it.
How's that?
That's a lot better.
Yeah, what's up, Bobby?
How you doing?
Doing good. Yep, I tell you, it ought to be fun doing some of the work. I'm gonna go back over there tomorrow and be with the electrician. I think I do some of the electrical for him.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of fun doing that because believe it or not, John, we were doing some electrical work on it about a year and a half ago. The lighting actually caught fire. Believe it or not, the electrical caught fire.
Oh yeah.
We had a little electrical fire on the 3rd floor. Oh shoot! I was wondering. I was like, man, who's texting me this night? Hey, John, I'll give you a clue. Who's texting me?
Who's that?
Adam.
Oh, well. Yeah, I know what he's trying to do. So.
Yeah. I got my new PC officially set up.
Where you at, Ted? Come on in.
Where you at, Ted?
How you doing, Michael?
I'm doing fine.
What's up, Mr. Mike? Yeah, John, I got a new video up on my channel.
I'm doing good.
When did you put that up, Isaiah?
About a day ago, on January the 10th, I put it up.
Okay.
That one of the sweets that we had.
Yeah.
Mike, can you hear us?
Yeah, there we are.
Okay.
I just had to get some of those other screens out of the way.
Yeah, let me hold my phone up here.
I'm getting a delay. Something on here is screwy.
Yeah, I gotta be up early tomorrow, John. Meet the electrician and stuff.
I'll try and come back in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, you're
What's up,
delayed.
Mom?
Yeah.
Mr. John invited me real quick to come chit chat for a second.
Oh, okay.
So come say hey to Mr. Mike and Mr. Bobby. What's up, Randy?
Hey, Bobby, if I remember right, you just started again on your own company?
No, ma'am.
Well, we've had the company since '77, but we kind of retired out. Just did a few jobs here and there.
Right.
But my son's wanting to get back in it, so we've kind of are working for getting everything back up and running.
Yeah.
We've done a couple change outs. I did a couple Sterling hanging heaters the other day. And,
Right.
been getting outbid on a lot of stuff. I got to figure out how the pricing's going these days.
Oh,
I was like way under on a couple and like way over on a couple.
That's how it is in Lafayette, dude. The Lafayette market, I've had to adjust to it because it's totally different from the Alexandria market. So,
well, I had two Sterling unit heaters, 200,000, and I was like probably 30% below the next bidder.
right.
And the very next job I bid was a commercial. Was going to be 2 6-ton 3-phase units, and the same bidder I was 30% below on the hanging units. I was probably 35% over on the commercial. The very next job, the same contractor.
Right.
Now, I know when we were in business and we had people working for us, there's times when you bid things cheap if you don't have a lot going on so you can pay labor.
Right.
And so, maybe they bid that next job low because they needed to work and keep their people busy. Yeah, I don't know. But it's been a little confusing getting back and getting the pricing right.
Right.
And,
yeah, I've had to adjust to that here in Lafayette too. Adam, stop texting Isaiah. Leave him alone. You're not coming in. Just get over it. Let it go. You have your own crew now and all that. So just get over it, man.
Yep. Yes. Hey, tomorrow we're supposed to be starting some demo work on the couple of those buildings. I got hit by the Hard Rock Hotel. It's going to be nuts. I tell you that. I can tell you it's going to be something.
Roger, it just depends in what part of Louisiana you're in. Like down in Baton Rouge, it's mostly gas. In Lafayette, there's really not many heat pumps. It's mostly gas. And then if it's not gas, they just have electric strip heat with straight cool. And then up in Alexandria, where I used to live, where I had the company with Dad, it's majority heat pumps with very little gas. Mike, you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you now.
Okay.
Wait, I think I had a delay on the voice. I don't hear my voice in my headphones.
Yeah, like in our area, John, we just see straight AC with electric strip heat.
Yeah,
there's
a lot of that in Lafayette too. They don't like heat pumps here. It's like the contractors are scared of them.
We got a lot of heat pumps here too.
Yeah, they some of them just don't know how to work on them. That's what I've been finding around here.
Our area was huge in oil, up until 15 years ago.
Yeah, there's no oil here. Where are you located at again, Bobby?
Central North Carolina.
Oh,
just about dead center of the state. We got the bipolar weather. It'll be 15 degrees, and then the next morning is 80.
Sounds like Louisiana.
Yeah. But here, we get like really cold and then really hot. And the big thing here lately is you're selling everybody on the dual fuel.
Right.
We'll do the outdoor thermostats, let it switch over to gas at about 40 degrees, heat pumps from 40 degrees up, and everybody seems to like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times in the old days, the balance point was like 29 for heat pumps.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's probably a lot lower now with the higher SEER.
Oh, yeah.
But
now,
they just
you get like the Mitsubishi, you don't lose any efficiency all the way down to about, I think it's 5 degrees.
Yeah, I was going to say
if you get the hyperheat.
Yeah, the hyperheat will go down to minus 13. Minus 13.
Yeah.
And
I think it's still a mindset. I still think even now the heat pumps in our area are going to be your most efficient, but it's a mindset that, these people switching over from oil from 15 years ago, they still want that. They want that fire. They just.
It takes a little while to get used to not having 125, 150 degree air coming out of a furnace. You got to kind of get used to having, 110 degree air. It's kind of semi-warm air, but it's just constantly running all the time. They work great.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think it's all the way down to about 30 degrees. You got back for every 1 kilowatt of electricity used, you got back 3 kilowatts of heat. So it was almost like, paying for itself. And not really paying for itself, but you see the prices of oil.
Oh,
You know why a lot of people like the heat pumps.
Well, I used to hate working on those things.
Yeah,
I always
everyone
had a
hates
job.
working on them.
Yeah, I used to have to crawl under there with the vac and vacuum out those heat exchangers and that soot.
You in North Carolina?
Yeah.
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 I remember seeing some of the videos, these guys all the time crawling underneath houses in the dirt.
Oh yeah, about everything here is a crawl space. It sucks.
Yeah, we've got the luxury of walking basements, full basements.
Yeah.
Yep. Speaking of which, Mr. Mike and Mr. Bobby, over here I have an old ass standing pilot, gas furnace, and a commercial building. It's original with the building. The property is built in 1918. That's the original system. It's still in. This thing still heats. It still runs like a Cadillac.
Nobody's going to replace it either, as long as it keeps running.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to do. Try to keep this thing running for as long as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to be an old belt drive, blower assembly. So we converted it, converted it over to a newer kit. And just the other day, he said the blower motor is not shutting off now because the freaking contactor got welded. It welded shut.
Well, I'll tell you, it's kind of hard to tell people that if you keep that fan in the on position and just let it continuously run, it only costs a few pennies a day to run a fan motor. It doesn't cost very much. It's that start and stop that kills all motors. And if that keeps running, it's like your coffee. You put your cream in there. If you don't stir it up, it'll be cool in one spot and hotter in another. If you have that fan running all the time, those rooms that are cold in the back and this one's hot and that one's medium, it keeps moving the air, brings it back into the plenum and redistributes that air throughout the whole house. You'll get a lot more balance in the house by running that fan. But they always say, they just think that fan's expensive to run, and you can't convince them otherwise. Or they don't want to listen to the fan.
How you doing, Ray?
Hey, John.
What's up, Mr. Ray?
I'm in bed, but I'm still listening to you guys.
Okay, that's okay. Keep your hands above your, you got to keep your hands up.
Hey, I'm listening to you guys talk about the heat pumps.
What's that?
I'm listening to you guys talk about the heat pumps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Hey, do y'all have those little, we call them silverfish bugs here? Little bitty bugs, and they get in those damn contactors.
Mm.
We just get the ants here.
This is not an ant. It's like they call them silverfish. It's like
they're small. Usually in damp areas, you'll find them. They look like a little centipede, like a flat centipede.
Yeah, they're flat and funny looking.
And they have little antennas that come off the top. And
we have had a horrible run with those things in the last 2 years, getting into contactors, and then they just get in there and they get fried, and then the contactor can't make. And
in our area, the one we see a lot is the people call them a stink bug.
Oh, the stink bugs have been horrible too, but I hadn't seen one of those in a contactor.
Yeah,
but
I see them everywhere up here.
Yeah, I haven't seen them. For some reason, those little silverfish like to get inside those units. I don't know if there's something in the odor that attracts them. Or
moisture, probably.
Yeah, but it's horrible.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to keep them. Well, you got to look at it.
You go out in the country. You go out in the country over here.
Perspective, it's an opportunity to sell a contactor.
Yeah.
You go out in the country over here. You get the damn rats in them and
fucking
snakes wrapped around the Knitzer blade. or not the blade, but the shaft.
Yeah.
And
They want to get warm.
You see all kind of shit. I've seen snakes in the cabinet with the contactor.
Yeah. Well, they want to get warm. We see mice a lot of time. They'll eat up the insulation off the blanket insulation on the inside of the cabinet, and they'll bring it right down around the base of the compressor where the crankcase heater is, and they'll build a little home underneath there with their offspring, and stay warm all winter up there.
Yeah.
I've been in a crawl space so tight you had to get between the floor joists to roll over and chased out of there by a possum.
Okay. Yeah, those things got teeth, huh?
Man, you don't know how fast you can move till you're in a tight space and run into something like that.
I seen one with a cat underneath there, living underneath the house.
I went to this woman's house, probably a year or so ago. And when I walked in the house, I knew it was nasty. You could tell. And come to find her condenser, the contact, there was no 24 volts going outside. So I was pretty positive that the pan was full of water, and it was. So I went in her attic, man, and I had rats just running all around me.
Oh, God.
I mean, crossing over my feet. I'm squatted down on the deck and, trying to unstop the drain and empty the pan, and they're just running in front of me, diving in the water in the drain pan. I mean,
oh, jeez.
It was bad.
Yep.
Have you guys seen any R290 propane?
No.
I worked on a unit about 3 weeks ago. It was
yeah. Hey, hold on 1 second. Thank you for the. Hey, Stuart, you say something like that again, man, and you'll be permanently blocked. Don't bring racism in here. Sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway, it was R290. At first, I started looking at it and I saw all these red tubes. They have two processing tubes on it, and I thought, well, what the hell is this? And they were colored red. And this is part of the thing that they do. If you ever see red plastic on processing tubes, stop what you're doing and look at the label, and you'll see it's R290. And evidently, when the manufacturer had pinched off the processing tube, I don't know, maybe it was a Friday, they didn't weld it. So it was just pinched down mechanically, and it was slowly leaking out. I sent you that video with the dauber. I found with the dauber, I only used it like 4 ounces a year, maybe. And when I used the bottle, man, I ended up using like a half a bottle when you start spraying it on tube end sheets. And I had this leak going one time with the back rack detector, and it was going off. I couldn't find out where the hell it was coming from. I ended up actually finding it because the leak was blowing on my wrist. I could feel it. And then, I put my hand down, I could feel it around it was on the compressor, that nut that goes on the compressor, the rotor lock. Mm-hmm. And then I hit it with the bubbles. I sprayed it with the sprayer, and nothing. Then I put the dauber on it, and boy, that thing just blew up everywhere.
Right.
So I found in a lot of situations when you hit that, if you guys can't find your leak, get a dauber and you hold it on there. Some guys will use their finger, try to put their finger around the joint and try to hold the liquid on there to make it blow a bubble. Because, it's just like your children when they blow bubbles. You need a wand. So you got to have something to have the bubbles to stick to. Mm-hmm. If you just spray the bubbles on there, a lot of times it won't leak. Yeah. And the other thing I noticed too was I was getting a false detection on my back rack, my H10. It was going off because I was using it was they call it green cleaner or something like that. It's like a simple green type sprayer. Mm-hmm. And I had sprayed it on there. That'll find a lot of these little foam. You got these real small micro leaks. and you want to get that little cocoon that look like a little cocoon it'll foam up on when you won't get a bubble. But those little, after about 5 minutes or so, you start seeing those little cocoons foam up. Well, that stuff there will do a good job in showing those real small micro leaks. But the problem is, if you hit it with your detector, it goes off with the liquid will send it off. You can actually put that near your cleaner, and the cleaner will make it go off. And when I was in the military, that's what we used to use, Formula 409, to make our MBC detectors activate in training exercises. So yeah, I guess maybe it's the same, along the same lines, you know?
Yeah. Hold on one second. Hey, Rich, where you at? I sent you the link. And hey, Stonehouse. Yeah, a lot of HVAC guys are subbing it out. And I didn't know that you were a general contractor. So I have a question for you. And I'm not saying that you do this, but here in Louisiana, it's one of the main it's probably the main reason that I don't do new construction, because I would love to have some new construction, especially for the wintertime. But why do you guys, you general contractors, and again, I'm not saying you specifically, why do you think that we can do the HVAC job so damn cheap in a new construction house? Hey, Chance,
What's up?
you made it out to the shop?
I did. It's fucking sleeting. I just about stepped on a damn faucet too. I walked out there. Scared the shit out of me.
Hey, Stonehouse, if you would like to come in here, oh, you don't do new construction, okay? But still, you're a general contractor, so even if you do remodels and stuff, okay, because that is the main reason that I don't do new construction here. Again, I would like to do it because it would give me something to do in the winter. But I mean, y'all, well, again, I'm not singling you out, but these general contractors, they want us to do the HVAC for nothing. I mean, just like they want us to just lose money or not make any money. So
we have a couple of contractors that we work with, and it's always a debate. This is one of those things where, you know, it's like arguing with your wife. Yeah. And they want you to go low, and you end up going and eating lunch with them, and you argue back and forth, and then they finally just say, "Oh, well, you know, whatever you need."
Yeah.
But it's people we've worked with for years.
Yeah.
I enjoy doing new construction. I enjoy doing new systems. I enjoy doing the duct work to make it.
Oh God, I don't. I mean, I hate new construction. I hate it. But if the contractors here weren't so damn cheap, I would get on with a couple of them because it would give me something to do during the winter.
You know, a lot of what, and I don't know, maybe it's just different here, but a lot of the homeowners here will sign a general to do their framing and all, but they will actually do their individual contractors.
Oh yeah.
And so, you know, we get a lot of them that way. And then there's a couple of general contractors that we work, you know, side by side with. And
well, I've done, you know, I can probably count in my whole career how many new houses I've done. And
wow.
Well, yeah. And it's I'd say around the 15 to 20 mark. It's no more than that. All of it has been either family that paid me, or the customer hired me, not the contractor.
I think in our peak, we were probably doing, I would say in our peak, we probably did 30 to 40 new houses a year.
Yeah.
Along with change outs and service.
Oh no, man. I mean, in my career, I've done 15 to 20 of them. Yeah. And it's all been, like I said, it's either family or the customer paid me out of their pocket. Now, you want to start talking change outs, I couldn't tell you how many I've done. Because that's the money. That's what my dad likes to do. So that's what I was raised on, was change outs.
Man, if I could get enough change outs, that's all I'd ever do.
Oh yeah. And I mean, my dad always had enough change outs. We didn't have to do new construction.
Yeah, man, that is the easiest money.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I do.
You do change outs, Ray?
Yeah.
Well, at one point years ago, before me and Dad were partners, when he was partners with his old partner, Dad had 2 to 3 change outs a day going. A day.
Wow.
He was the #1 York dealer in the state of Louisiana.
He must have been flying.
Oh yeah. I mean, he won top York dealer in the state.
Wow, 3 a day.
We were doing 3 a day.
Holy.
Wow.
Now, it wasn't just me and him.
Those are some late days.
Yeah, no. This is when he was. This is when he was with his old partner. We had crews.
Yeah.
We had 3 2-man crews.
They had someone doing the inside and somebody else doing the outside.
Right. Or we'd send 3 people, 2 techs and a helper.
Yeah.
But he had at least 2 to 3 for us to do a day.
That's back in the day too, when you cut a line and let everything go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad can sell ice to an Eskimo. So you get there in the morning and they'd be like, the guys would look at Dad and go, "Hey, John, how many you got for us today?" And Dad would go, 3, maybe 4.
There was no vacuum. What do you call the vacuum meter back then either? It was 20, 30 minutes on the vacuum pump and you're done.
Yeah.
Well, Daddy had micron gauges back then, believe it or not. But
Really?
but he did. But you're right. It wasn't digital. It was
AC. With air conditioning, it's not refrigeration. Totally different, because if you have moisture in there, it can hang up on the expansion valve. You don't have that problem though with high temp.
Yeah, but you know what though? Those the vacuums them guys used to do. Now we always pulled a vacuum. We never did purge. Back then there was a lot of companies not even pulling vacuums. They were just purging.
Yeah.
But my dad didn't do that shit.
Well, you saw that. Have you seen those pre-charged refrigerant lines?
Yeah, we never used those.
They would tighten them up. And they would have a piercing valve inside.
Right. We never used those. But
I used to find those everywhere out here. Big spool of copper.
Big spool of copper in the attic. I've seen them, but we didn't use them. But those vacuums that Daddy's guys used to do, a cup of coffee and 2 cigarettes worth of vacuum.
Yeah.
All them units are still running.
Yeah.
And not only are they running, they cool great.
Yeah. Yeah, I just pulled out one of our customers, 1996, still running. Finally died.
But man, that was back in the early
R22,
the early 2000s, man. I mean, I remember, and not only that, man, he had 2 or 3 change outs lined up a day plus service.
Wow.
Now, of course, he was one of the service guys. That's how he sold so much. Daddy, this is when I was just getting started. I was nothing but a helper.
Yeah.
And Dad ran most of the service.
Yeah.
Because that's how he would sell these jobs.
Yeah.
Now, not that he sold people stuff he didn't need, but like I said, a lot of them he didn't even have to sell. They would just say, "Hey, man, I don't want to. What kind of money am I looking at just to change this old thing?" And he'd give him a price and he'd sell it.
Yeah.
But Chance, I wanted to ask you, do you do any new construction?
Actually, that's what I started doing when I got into the trade with new construction. That's all I did for 5 years probably. But no, not much. The only time I do it now is if it's like a custom house.
Right.
Like a homeowner doing it. I don't.
So you don't have a contractor that calls you when he's building a new house?
I do have a couple of them. They only do very small volumes, so I do like maybe 5 or 6 a year.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, has anybody in here used the easy Ted? Come in here, dude. Let me put a link in the chat for Ted. I've seen him on Ted's videos. Any of y'all ever use the easy pull line set for a change out? For a change out?
Yeah.
Do they pull good?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What is it?
Chance could probably explain it better than me. As far as I know,
It's just a line set with this. There's usually a white Rubitex, sometimes black, and it's just like a really, really tough. You have to cut it with a knife. You can't rip it or anything like that. So
is the liquid
white insulation?
Jagged holes and it won't rip.
Is it the white insulated line set?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually white.
I've heard a lot of bad stuff about it. That white stuff is eating up the copper. They're changing line sets less than 5 years old. That white stuff on there is it gets moisture in there. There used to be an installation called phenolic foam. I don't know if it's still out there, and it had an R value of like 8.3. Now foam is something like 6.5. So this has got another 2.5 on the R value for phenolic foam. So if you restrict to a small space, let's say in the cavity of a wall, and you've only got like 3.5 inches or 5.5 inches, if you put phenolic foam in there, you'd be up to like an R40, where you could only get maybe an R19 in there. So, but the problem they found was some people were using it up on steel girders, and if there was any moisture up there, the phenolic foam where it was meeting with some metal, it would actually eat the metal up. And they get holes in the metal from the phenolic foam getting some kind of moisture build up on it. So I'm thinking that white installations might be doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all everyone sells around here is the Easy Pull line sets. I mean, for the most part, if you go buy a line set around here, it's an Easy Pull.
Hey, so can you choose like 30 foot or 50 foot?
Yeah, they all did the same sizes as.
Right, and the liquid line's wrapped up in there too?
No, not here.
No?
Oh, so it's only the suction line.
Yeah, but like up north of here, like if you went to like Nebraska, 4 hours north of here, they have to have both lines insulated. And the distributors up there carry them both lines.
Well, I guess the liquid line's not a big deal. You can just tape it to it like we used to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does it only come in white or do they come in black too?
I got my first black one a couple of weeks ago from CD Jones. Superior just said they took it off the shelf. I just got it from there. From CD Jones a few weeks ago. It was a black one. It was a mini split that I did, and they gave me a black one.
Okay. Same material?
Yeah, same stuff. I had to cut it with a knife. Doesn't rip.
JD HVAC, you missed the giveaway. It already happened. So basically, it's just a suction line. You tell him, "Hey, I want an Easy Pull roll of 7/8 or whatever." Yeah. Yep. Okay. Because I actually just bid it a change out. I need to. I don't even know if they stock that shit here.
Yeah, the problem with Armaflex, sometimes when you're pulling it through, it tears.
Oh, that's a huge problem. That's why they came out with this.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be nice to be able to pull it through there and not get all the damn tears on it.
Yeah. Yeah, Roger, the giveaway already took place.
Did I win was it the flaring or swaging?
Swage.
All right, nice. Yeah, I was actually thinking about getting.
Yeah, no, I don't have the flares. When Rectorseal decided to send me some of these, they asked me if I wanted flare or swage, and I said, well, send me a couple of each, and they said no. It's I don't know, something about company, not policy or anything, but for invoicing purposes or whatever. They said we just want you to pick one. I figured a lot more people would enjoy the swage than the flare. Rich, how is a Easy Pull hard to braze? Can you see the chat?
Only thing I can think of, only thing I think of, you can't pull the insulation up. So what I do is I actually cut a slit in it and then I fold it back. Maybe that's what he's talking about, because it'll melt on you.
So this stuff won't slide down. You can't slide it down the tube.
No,
you can't slide it down because it doesn't compress.
Is it wicked tight?
It's pretty. Yeah, it's tight.
Well, it's not a big deal. Just cut it off and replace it with regular rubber text.
Yeah. Or what I do, I just make a split. A foot down. I just peel it back and then put it back, tape it.
Yeah. Because man, when we run a line set here, we got to go through the soffit. And you put that rubber tech on, it's going to tear that damn rubber tech up.
Yeah.
So I've got to find somebody here that stocks that easy pull line set. No, it ain't hackery if you cut it off. Rich, just cut a slit in it and then put it back and tape it. Or if you cut it off, just replace it with regular rubber techs.
Some people get all like high and mighty on this shit, you know. It's like,
look, dude,
all right, you know.
I'm not gonna if you're gonna call me a hack over my rubber tech work, then go ahead.
Well, on residential, you're probably going to have it buried inside of a duct liner anyway, or
no, it's usually in the wall.
Yeah,
in the wall and through the attic, but outside is about the only place you'd really see it.
Well, you guys,
you go around here, you see line sets going up the wall with no cover, and they're run like this, going up the damn wall.
I would say my first 10 to 15 years, nothing but hard pipe. Didn't come anywhere near soft pipe at all. Everything was hard pipe.
When I first started doing it, that's what we majority used was rigid pipe. When everyone else was using the soft copper,
hard pipe looks much better. It does, and it's much. It's much thicker.
If for looks, but
you don't get the holes in leaks that you do with soft pipe. I don't.
Well, the good thing about soft pipe is, if I do have to run it up the wall, even though I'll get it as straight as I can, but you're not going to get soft copper to do this.
Yeah.
You're going to have a little snake or two in there, but you put a line set cover over it.
Oh, yeah.
You can't see it,
Yeah, I remember they used to use, before they came up with the line set covers, they used to use regular downspout, just cut a hole in and run the pipe inside of a downspout. And then cut the back off of it, and they would use the dogs to nail them onto the wall, and it looked like downspout on the side of the house.
Yeah.
I know as a kid, I used to get my tail beat regular because we were going from hard copper to soft copper. And every time I tried to unroll one of those line sets, I'd kink that daggum suction line. And man, my daddy would wear me out.
Yeah, but I tell you what, though, man, the soft copper from when I started 16, 17 years ago was a lot harder than it is today. It's even softer today.
Oh yeah,
it's bad.
Horrible, man. Yeah, some stuff's bad. Like you just roll it out and it kinks on you.
Oh yeah, because I remember when I first started, you could roll it quick. And I remember one day, man, a couple years ago, I picked up a roll of 7/8 and I started rolling it out, and it just started kinking.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Oh, I better slow down." And man, I remember because I was with Dad. My dad, he's got that real hard Cajun accent, and he started, he's like, "What the fuck is wrong with that copper?" I mean, it's bad these days. You got to be really, really careful with it.
Yep.
How do y'all bend copper?
I have a Hillmore compact bender.
I got a yellow jacket.
I still do it by hand. I gotta get a bender.
Oh, Chance,
most of the time we don't even use it. You just kind of take your time. If you're on a rooftop, I do mainly commercial.
Right, but Chance, dude, if you bought yourself a bender, buy Hillmore. Hillmore makes the best bender. Roger, that's very true. Roger made a good point. The copper is so thin these days. I've burned holes in it, brazing it.
You still use oxygen and acetylene, or you using one of those turbo?
I have both. Right now, I'm using my turbo torch because my oxygen regulator went out, and I just haven't went and bought another one.
I can't stand doing I have to use. I'm still old school. I want my oxygen and acetylene.
I much prefer oxygen and acetylene, but
really?
I just haven't.
Like pulling a B tank and an oxygen tank around.
We don't pull a B. We don't pull a B tank with oxygen.
What do you use for acetylene?
MC tank.
Yeah, and then another what, a 15-pounder or a 20-pounder for oxygen?
I don't know, but
I think it's like 10.
it's a small. It's small.
They're 20 cubic. They're 20 cubic, whatever.
I carry an MC, one MC, and it'll do everything.
My turbo torch
Yeah,
is an MC tank.
that's all I use.
I have
I
both,
rarely do
but
I
I
use-
much prefer oxygen acetylene. But my oxygen regulator went out, so I have to buy me a new one.
Why do you need something that hot? The thing I find with
Because
oxyacetylene,
the turbo torch is too damn slow.
blow a hole through copper. You won't blow a hole through copper using your turbo torch.
No, because the damn turbo torch takes too damn long to heat the damn copper up.
Use a bigger tip.
Well,
I've never used one, so I can't.
No, look.
I've always
No.
oxygen.
Honestly, it works really well. Chance, it does. I mean, it really does work good. You don't have to rotate your torch as much. You know how on the oxygen you have to rotate your torch because you got that small skinny flame. Well, on a turbo torch,
it shoots out. With the.
Well, yeah, but still, it's skinny though. And
I get an oxyacetylene, but
the turbo torch, the turbo torch has a really fat flame, so it hugs the copper. It'll surround it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to rotate as much. I mean, you just have to have more patience because it does take longer to heat the copper up.
And
what percentage copper are you using?
What's that?
What percentage copper? What percentage of silver copper?
15. Well, actually, I don't use 15. Have y'all ever heard of Dynaflow?
Yeah. Dynaflow.
It's made by Harris. The same people.
Made by Harris. They no longer make it because
yes, they do. I buy it every day.
Oh, well, you're getting the last down there because they stopped making it up here. Hercules makes, or Harris makes.
Harris, I can buy it all day.
Yeah.
But, you can buy in the coils, John.
No. It's made by the same. Yes, I have, but it's like 6%, but it flows better than 15. Believe it or not, and it's cheaper. Yeah. It's so much cheaper than 15.
Cheaper.
It's so much cheaper than 15.
I pay like $50 for a pound of.
What's that?
15%. I pay like $50 for a pound of 15%.
Oh, well, damn! You're getting a good price. It's almost $100 here.
Oh shit!
It's almost $100 for a pound of 15.
Like Baker, they have two brands. One brand is like close to $100. The other brand is half the price.
Well, everybody here. Oh shit! My bad, Ted. I didn't see you down there. Ted's trying to get in. Everybody here only has Harris, and I can get the Dynaflow for $60. What's up, Ted?
Am I here?
You're here.
Why we got a naked dude in here, man? Tell that dude to get dressed.
Hey, Ted, we were talking about the Easy Pool line sets a minute ago. Does the liquid line come wrapped in yours? Because I see you use them quite a bit.
No, it's not. It's just a white line set. It's really tough and hard to rip. I hope there's no problem with them because I got probably 400 of them out by now.
Yeah, so what do? You just tape your liquid line to it?
Yeah, they're just loose and,
Oh, the liquid line does come with it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's just not inside the rubber test.
Not insulated.
Correct.
Right.
How does yours come, John?
I've never bought an Easy Pool. Because
I know, but like your regular line sets. I mean,
you gotta buy them. You gotta buy them separate.
Guys don't like them, and what they do is outside. The last 3 or 4 feet to the outside unit, they cut that white off and throw it away and put a piece of black armor flex on it just because they can't stand it.
Yeah.
I don't care which way. They do whichever way they want. I don't care, but they that's what both of my main installer guys do. And if they catch their helpers not doing it, they yell at them and all kind of crap,
But when you go down here, you got to tell them that you want a roll of 7/8 or 3/4 and a roll of 3/8, and it comes naked. It doesn't come insulated. You have to buy the rubber tech separate.
That's how I started doing
So
it.
let's do a little roll call here, man. Who are these guys? Who's the guy here? I know the philosopher here up. I know him up there with the yellow shirt. That's the philosopher.
Okay, everybody else, introduce yourself to Ted.
Bobby Fox, Central North Carolina, Central Piedmont 8 in the air since 1977.
What's up, Bobby? Who's
You
the
got
dude
my
with the
van.
hat?
That's Chance. You know Chance. He's
Chance.
been around for a while.
Oh, I did not know his appearance, but
Okay.
yeah, I know his font and I know his. Yes, I know Chance. So who's Woody Willie the naked dude here?
We can't hear you.
He's got no mic and no shirt.
We can't hear you, Ray.
Oh, I'm Ray Adams. I'm in Slidell, Louisiana.
Oh shit! I didn't know you were in Slidell. You could have mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, I meant to. I wanted to tell you since you're from Louisiana.
Yeah.
I'm right off.
Man. So the dude in North Carolina.
Yes,
so man, you don't look old enough to be in business since no 77.
Well, my dad started the company. I was 10.
Oh, I got you. All right. I started in 89.
Yeah. My dad, he's still at it, but
Hey, I gotta. You need me? I gotta go, John. I think my wife needs me.
Okay,
Come
Ray.
back
Thanks
with
for
a
joining.
you're dressed for the occasion.
Yeah.
Man, that naked dude stuff, man. I was having a hard time clicking the link there. Seemed like a nice guy though.
Yeah.
Hey, Ted,
So where in North Carolina, man? Where at?
Salisbury, Lexington. We're right on the county line between Rowan County and Davidson County, about halfway between Charlotte and Raleigh. So
That's a
we're
long ass halfway right there, buddy.
Well,
From Charlotte to Raleigh.
that's considered the Piedmont region of North Carolina. That's kind of where the name
I'm halfway on a 4-hour stretch of highway. Yeah, I'm halfway.
Well, most people don't know what Salisbury is, or they think it's Maryland, and they don't know what
Or
Lexington.
steak. Salisbury steak.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, hold on. I got to tell hey, Ted. Monday night. You know what Monday night is, right?
Yeah, sorry, John, but we're gonna kick your ass.
No, Ted. I was gonna.
Sorry, man.
I'm sorry, man, but we're gonna put a hurting on y'all.
This is
bad.
the problem. This is the problem. Okay, I think it'll be a high-scoring game. Number one, because you got.
It's gonna be a high-scoring game on LSU side.
Yeah, well, there's two powerful offenses. The problem that you have is there's only one powerful defense, and it ain't you. Y'all have no defense, man. LSU's got no defense. Let me say this for you.
Did you see what we did to Oklahoma?
Yeah, I could have done that to a high school team myself. But let me say this for you, though, John. I bet you'll agree with this. For once, and I don't know how many damn years, the Heisman went to the right guy.
I agree with that. LSU or not, Joe Burrow's a class act, and he deserved it.
He's badass, man.
He's a bad son of a bitch.
He really is, and yeah. I don't want to face him now. Honestly, as far as defense goes, we already played the toughest game this year. So you guys, y'all just ain't got nothing in your defense. But our problem is, can we stop that explosive offense you have? That's going to be our problem. Your problem is on both sides of the ball. You have to contend with us on both sides, and that's going to be a problem for you. I predict a high-scoring game, but to be honest with you, I think either one could win. I'll just be honest and say that, but I certainly don't want you guys to win. And it's a home game. I
certainly don't want y'all to win because we haven't had one since 2007, so we're overdue.
Yeah, well, you got to cut me a break, man. I sat and made fun of the purple faggots all night in your game about a week ago.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you supporting the Saints.
Well, I'm not in love with any NFL team anymore, but there's a few of them I really hate. I can't stand the Vikings. I can't stand the Cowboys. Although I did
the Cowboys either.
I did go to their $1 billion facility, man, and it was quite impressive. I got to eat in there and walk around in there. And we man, there's a dude here from Belton, a couple towns over. He kicked 3 field goals
I seen your video.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. So
All right. So the rest of
I
you,
did
real
that.
quick. Who do y'all got? LSU or Clemson Monday night?
They don't give a
Clemson.
crap.
Clemson?
Oh yeah.
They don't give a crap.
Chance?
Look at the philosopher up there. He's trying to figure out what the hell is LSU and Clemson.
Who you picking, Chance?
LSU.
Thank you, sir.
Oh man, mute his ass.
Mike, who you picking?
Yeah, LSU.
All right.
So
He's
me and
just
Ted,
siding with the
They've got a
hosts.
good winning record. I mean, they've just been kicking butt all year long. I mean, it's just like the Patriots when they had Randy Moss.
Yeah, your Patriots are gone.
Yeah, well, they're saying Brady may be also. They were
Yep.
talking today on the radio
Who cares?
about him possibly going to the Saints.
Nah.
I heard that too.
That ain't gonna happen.
They were talking about it on the radio. What if he ends up?
Breeze is gonna sign for one more year. He's not going.
They were talking about his Breeze might possibly be retiring this year.
What? Do what, Chance?
So I was pissed when the Saints lost last week.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Bummer.
That was a bummer. But dude, they played like shit. I mean,
They did.
they really played like shit.
Pretty much beat themselves, man.
Yeah, you're right, Ted. They beat themselves.
Because I'm just saying, them faggots they were playing against sure as hell wasn't the reason.
No, man, because we've beat so much better teams than that this year. And
This year, that's right.
And Drew Brees, he wasn't on, man. He was really nervous in the pocket, and he had a bad game. Hell, the whole Saints team had a bad game.
Pretty much.
Yep.
I just wish somebody else could have taken advantage of that besides the faggot Vikings.
Yeah, I know.
I don't like them, man. I just don't like them. I don't know why. I just don't like them. Can't stand the Cowboys, and I don't like the 49ers anymore either.
No, I don't like the 49ers, and see, I don't like the Vikings. I mean, but see, the hate, that passion of hate that you have for the Vikings, that's the passion of hate that I have for the Cowboys. I can't stand the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't like them, but I don't hate them like I do the Vikings, man. I hate the Vikings. I think they suck.
Well, you know, the Dallas Cowboys, their own worst enemy is their owner, Jerry Jones.
Well, they got a few problems. Winning games is a big problem, but they got a few problems here these last year. I mean, you know, you can hate if they're winning and kicking everybody's butt, then you look stupid for hating them, you know. So at least that's not the case.
Yeah.
At least that ain't the deal. But, man, that's 2 years in a row y'all sucked hind butt for nothing.
3.
Oh, really? Well, the last year,
the Vikings,
sure as hell what? No, you got ripped off last year. Flat out.
We got ripped off last year. The year before that, the Vikings, that dumbass defensive back we had didn't make the hit in Minnesota.
Yeah, they were showing.
But last year,
no, you got robbed.
We got robbed. That game, that was our game.
Period.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, a bad call is a bad call, but a friggin' blatant terrible. I mean, it was outrageous.
All right, hold on. Let me.
Uh-oh.
I don't know who that is, but
dude, that's our buddy.
I know who the picture is, but I don't know who that is logged in here with that picture.
Man, you know you like Adam.
That's not him.
It ain't. Yeah, it is. He's on his girl name or something. Let him in. It might be John. John likes to play.
Well, I don't. Whoever it is ain't talking.
I'm talking about John. You know, CC the cat dude. Oh, he's gonna type.
Now he's typing across the screen.
It's not working though. Yeah, shrink it. There you go. Okay. Yeah, see, that is Adam, because Adam is technologically challenged.
Well, no, yeah, actually he's not. It seems more like Zach, because Adam can't do shit like that on the screen. That's why he hired
but
Zach.
Zach can do it better than that. Zach would have did a slicker job than that. I don't know. Looks like a little bit of fun. I'm bored. Let it stay there. Don't kick them out till they start calling you names. I got LSU.
LSU.
That's Adam. He's against me. Oh, bro. That
Yeah,
might be Zach. There's the bro
I
stuff.
got LSU, bro.
That's the bro stuff. Boys from Chicago don't say bro.
Yeah.
All right. Keep going while you're entertaining because, you know.
You know, I stopped watching most of the NFL football a couple of years ago when they went through this whole "we're going to kneel" crap.
Well, you know that shit did come to an end.
It did, but
it didn't work either, and nobody will hire his dumb ass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see that stupid motherfucker getting hired?
And then he got somebody else a job when he was
Yeah.
when he put his practice on. He said, "No, I'm going to put my own practice on."
Yep, and one of his receivers got hired.
Yeah, I thought that was funny as hell.
Yeah. But yeah, I just kind of lost heart in it.
Yeah, what did he say in his interview? We've been ignored for 3 years.
Yeah,
We're ready.
The ball's in your court.
Yeah,
for
I'm
32
ready.
Team owners.
Yeah, all 32 team owners. The ball's in your court. We're ready to go.
And what happened?
Nothing.
One of the posers in there got a job.
Our coach Sean Payton, when he got the letter or whatever, he threw it away.
I mean, did you see the shirt he had on?
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously that he's not going to be a team player. He's obviously going to be full of controversy. And there's, I'll tell you what, there's a couple that I have a hard time saying they're not dumbasses, but there's really not any NFL team owners that are that stupid.
Right.
They're not quite that stupid.
And I'm sorry, man, but that afro.
That is so stupid.
That afro, dude. Oh my God.
Well, he could get away with that if he just wasn't such a
I know.
jerk.
I know that.
A jerk, man.
When I was in my very first year playing junior varsity ball, we went.
You can hear that.
Yeah, we went all county, and then we won our region. So they sent us to Atlanta to watch a ball game, and we got to watch the Falcons and the 49ers play. At the hotel we were staying in, where the 49ers were staying, and I ate lunch with O.J. Simpson.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, sat at the same table. Boy, if I'd have known then.
Yeah. So you think he did it, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, guys.
Somebody's talking. Is that him?
I guess.
It was OJ.
What's up, OJ? Adam, just admit that's you. Why are you not talking? Why you want to be a game playing candy ass?
I like candy, I like ass.
That's Adam. You can't tell.
It's Adam.
Hey, Ted, let me ask you something about your van.
It's badass, ain't it?
It is. I mean,
hey, you know what? Hold on. I'll let you finish that. I'm not a Chevrolet guy, but I do like his doors.
Access.
On the side.
Chevy Access.
Is that an aftermarket?
No, sir.
No,
sir. It's factory. They took a window van and they put solenoids. It's on the key fob, and you hit the solenoids and each door will open from a window van. It's very, very nice. And the shelving is proprietary. The top part of the shelves face outward and the bottom part faces in, and it was called an Access. You can look them up, Chevy Access, and it was an expensive option and not enough people would buy them, and they just faded out.
So you can't get it now?
Well, I have 3 of them.
No, can you still get them from Chevrolet?
I don't think you can. I don't think they're the newest one I have is actually a 2010, and I've never seen one. Really, I've never seen very many of them at all. I buy all of them I can find.
Oh, well.
So that's why I got 3. I got a 5, 6, and a 10.
You would really think that feature would sell.
Yeah, camper shell, huh?
Well, the very first video I saw, he was, he was you were going to do a job or something, and I saw you walk around inside the van, and you didn't really show your van, and I saw you getting something out of the side of the van. I said, "What? He just opened up the side of that van," and so then I had to start going back and looking at other videos just so I could see if I actually saw what I thought I saw.
I like it, man.
Well, Ted, let me ask you this: for a while there, you were driving around in a plain white van, and now you're driving around in a wrapped one. Is that the same van?
No,
No.
so
where's the white one?
It's still there. It's sitting in the back of the. Between
so
the
you
shops.
didn't have it wrapped. You just switched vans.
I was driving that plain one while I was
Going to church.
While I was fixing the newer one, the 08. I've got a 05, an 08, and now I've got a 2010. But I'm not going to drive it white. I'm going to wait and wrap it.
What do you mean while you were fixing the newer one, getting it wrapped?
Well, you have to paint them before you can wrap them, and as we all know, Chevrolet's paint jobs all suck and they fly off.
Yeah, because you drove that white one around for a while.
Yeah, I own the body shop too that was painting it, and so we're a little slow. You know?
Oh, you own a body shop too? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Well, it's just really it's not much open to the public. It's just my cars and stuff that we do.
Oh, okay.
But so I'm pressuring them on other stuff, and then getting a van done. I wasn't in that big of a hurry. I was getting a lot of questions about it, but it doesn't hurt anything to drive around a plain white wrapper.
Oh, hell no.
You can,
you can. Car, nobody will know who you are.
Well, you can turn in your buddies that are working with no permits if they're the ones that did it to you. And they don't, stuff like that. I mean, I ain't much on snitching, man, but anybody that says they pull a permit for every single change out,
oh, they're crazy.
They're either lying or stupid one. But
you're right though. You're right.
They used to try to tell us that they're going to start checking permits with sales records and the supply house. Or they
can't do any of that crap. But what they do here is the mailman, the trash man, everybody reports when they see work trucks in residential districts, and when they have nothing better to do, I guess, because it's not every single time, but when they got nothing better to do, they look and see if there's a permit. I've had them walk up on me and ask me if I had a permit to work on the job. I said, no, I'm changing a fan motor. You want me to pull a permit for that? I mean, he's a buddy of mine. I've known him 30 plus years, one of the inspectors, and dude, I'm changing a fan motor, you don't even have permits for that, do you? And he says, well, we're cracking down. I said, yeah, I know, whatever. Catch me if you can.
Yeah.
Catch me if you can.
They'll do that. They'll do that shit here in Louisiana with plumbers. The state of Louisiana will send down people to just ride around, and if they see a plumbing truck in a person's driveway, they'll knock on the door and they'll tell the customer, hey, we're here to make sure your plumber's licensed.
Well, did you know that here, no longer can they put a stop work on HVAC? They cannot put stop work on you. Now, they can tell you, better go get your permit.
Right.
But what happened is a bunch of us raised hell and said, this is an emergency job. And you're going to let an 80-year-old woman out here that's on COPD, taking oxygen, and she's sick, and it's 3:00 on a Friday afternoon, and she needs a new furnace, and your office is going to close at 4:30, and there's a big line. We can't go get her heat on. We're in an emergency business. So you have 24 business hours to pull a permit, and they can't charge you double fee. Now, the only thing they can do if they catch you without a permit and, you're working, they don't stop you, but you have to go pull your permit and they charge you double fee, right? They just charge you a double permit. That's all they've ever done. And then, of course, they're going to climb up it with a microscope because they're pissed off and they're little power trip babies. I've just never thought much of somebody that knows less than me inspecting my job.
I agree.
Where are you at,
I'm in Greenville County, upstate.
South Carolina.
Upstate, South Carolina.
Yeah. Oh, you're not far. We're not far apart.
Let me tell you what just happened to me. I just finished a remodel house. And you know, the homeowner is the contractor. She's her and her husband own a realty company and they're general contractors. So they pulled the permits for the contracting work and all that. And they hired me to replace the heat and air system, just a straight change out, no duct work or nothing. So I pulled the permit before I started the job and all that. And then when I called for inspection, they went and inspected it and they failed it because they said that everything looked good. The drain had the float switch, you know, had the right size fuses and a disconnect, blah, blah, blah. They failed it. Now, keep in mind that when I say remodel, they stripped this house down to the studs. So it looked like a new construction house. But they failed my inspection because they said the HVAC was installed after the walls were put up.
Well, I would hope so.
Yes.
I would hope so. It would be kind of hard to hang it in the air.
And I said, well, when do you expect us to put it in? I said, you know, and the homeowner or the contractor, you know, said, hey, we got your closet because it was in a closet. And that's where it was before. He said, I got your closet all ready to go, you know, got it framed in, got the deck on, everything. You can come on and install your unit if you want to. Oh, okay. And the inspector puts on there rejected, HVAC installed before after walls were installed. So she called them and they said, yeah, you know, y'all put the walls up before y'all installed the HVAC, so we got to fail it.
So
that was brilliant.
And what was the reasoning behind it?
That's all they said. The HVAC was installed after the walls were put up.
So what'd you have to do?
She's fighting with him. It's not my problem.
Oh. So it's still ongoing.
I was instructed when to install.
Did you get paid?
I got paid.
Oh.
And she called me and she said, when I tore the old stuff out, I mean, this house was naked. And she said, I'll call you, you know, after we put the sheetrock up and all that, and we're ready for you.
It's fire protected.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I said, okay. Well, she called me. I did the job and, you know, everything honky dory. But they want her to take the walls down. I'm telling y'all, man, Louisiana's fucking stupid. I try to tell y'all this shit all the time.
That's a little bit jacked up, man.
I know.
Yeah, what's the purpose of having the walls down?
I mean, and you know what I'm gonna do, man? I'm going back over there probably Monday. I'm gonna take a picture of the inspector sticker and I'm gonna share it with y'all. It says HVAC rejected because walls are up.
I've never heard nothing like that.
Never heard it.
Now, there is a thing about when they do go through and do, I know when I had my upstairs inspected, you had to do your insulation first, and the electrical inspector would come around and he would check all your electrical with no sheetrock on.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Where are you from?
Massachusetts.
Okay. Hold on now. That's a whole nother world.
Yeah.
We're talking about the South down here.
Yeah.
Well,
and we're talking about an air handling unit sitting in a closet that is going to be surrounded by walls, and the ductwork is in the attic.
Sheetrock on, the electrical inspector wanted to see basically how the wires and everything were run. Maybe that's what they're talking about.
But
it was electrical inside the walls.
What's in the wall?
Electrical wiring.
That has nothing to do with the HVAC. My air handler is completely open. You can see it. The ductwork, the ductwork's in the attic. You can see all the ducting.
Yeah.
My condenser's sitting outside. It's sure not trapped in a wall.
The disconnect.
The disconnect, everything. Yeah.
You know, you telling me there was no sheetrock?
There wasn't at one time. They gutted that house and put everything
but I'm
brand
saying,
new.
When they came and put that that inspection notice, whatever, the failure notice, was there sheetrock up?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's what they're talking about. They needed to see it before it was sheetrock.
Yeah.
But here's the problem.
Be open on one side.
Here's the problem. You can look in the Southeastern Codes Manual. The remodel permit is a whole different animal from the new construction, and there's no rough-in stage required.
Right.
You can put all your shit in and call them out there the day before they move in and say, you know, here's our HVAC, and they want their CO. You don't have to rough it in. You don't have to do a rough in on a remodel.
Me and him went through the and now this is this is not even a state code, because I looked that up and it doesn't exist. Now on construction it does. This is a Lafayette or this is a parish thing. Now y'all have counties, we have parishes. This is a parish thing. And
it's an ordinance.
There you go, an ordinance.
Oh man, that's such crap.
Yeah. So
that is such garbage.
Because like you said, Ted, the only one that we found that said anything about that was a rough-in stage. Well,
you don't rough in a remodel. What would that make it? A remodel?
There was no rough in.
How you gonna? That's jacked.
The ductwork was there, and it stayed. All I did was a straight change out. Yeah. I tied onto the same supply plenum. I cut a hole in the wood flooring in the closet for the return air. I ran my drain. I set my condenser. I put a new disconnect box, new whip like they require. I did a straight change out.
I'd be curious to know what kind of permit they think you should have. Because it's not going to coincide with the permits that they have pulled.
Oh, me and the inspector already got into it. He's pissed off at me.
Well, he's the problem. His boss, I guarantee you, the supervisor down there is not going to see it that way.
Oh, well, I called him a stupid motherfucker. That's why he's pissed off.
Well, that might kind of turn things in an unfavorable direction.
Well,
John.
You know how I am. And because basically I called him and I said, hey, I was told not to come in here and do the HVAC until this stage. He's like, yeah, well, just can't pass it with the walls up. I said, so what do you want her to do? You want her to tear the walls down? Yeah, I need the walls to come down. I said, you're a stupid motherfucker.
He really is. He thinks all your ductwork is new, I guess.
No, and I told him that. I said, you understand that this was a change out? No ductwork's been replaced. I didn't even replace the supply.
He's not wanting to call it a change out. He thinks you're trying to get away with something by doing that. And tell him, come out here and see how dirty all the ductwork is then.
Well, he can look at the supply plenum and tell it's not new. He can look at the flex ducting and tell it's not new.
Or as I'm sure you offered him the opportunity, he can blow it out his ass too.
I did.
You told him
I told him
like
he was a stupid motherfucker, and I told him he could kiss my motherfucking ass. I didn't give a shit what he did with it.
The bad thing is that comes back to haunt you down the road with them assholes.
I know it does.
All right, let's let the philosopher back in here now that now that he knows what was communicated with the officials. What about that up there in Massachusetts? What happens if you tell an inspector to blow it out his ass?
Oh yeah,
Or shut you down.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm on his shit list. There's no doubt about that.
He can't do anything to you, but when he shows up to inspect one of your jobs that you do have to get an inspection on, you might as well be prepared to
jump through hoops,
count the staples in every piece of tape, whatever.
Yeah.
John, I told John I spent 30 years in the fire service between, with Dad running the company, and that's now that I've retired from the fire department, we're kind of getting back into it more full time again. And for the last 5 years, I was doing fire inspections. Well, there's a big difference in building code and fire code. But when we're into these businesses, and I had to inspect every business in the city of Salisbury annually. So we go and do all these fire inspections, and I find a lot of code violations. We deal with the fire side of it, but then I have to forward those code violations to the inspection department. And what ends up happening is they get pissed off at us because now we're telling them they've got code violations on jobs that they've approved.
Yeah.
And I actually had 2 of them come to my retirement to tell me they were glad I wasn't doing inspections anymore.
We just find out what kind of cake they like, whenever, because they always call it. They make an appointment for it. I guess y'all do too. Y'all don't just walk in, do you?
For
the fire inspections we can come in anytime.
They don't do that to me. They call me up and tell me, "Hey, you're going to be around, Tuesday, and want to come by."
A lot of times we will, if it's a place, a lot of times we'll go up, and if they've got a legitimate reason why we can't be there, we'll try to reschedule.
And do y'all have them stupid ass rocks boxes? What do you call that thing?
Yeah, a Knox box. KNOX, Knox box.
That's the only thing they ride us about. A damn key box that you don't have a key to, that hangs outside of your business with the keys to your door in it.
We don't have that here,
and you don't have a key to it.
We don't have that here.
Here's what it does, John, and I being in the fire service, it's called a Knox box, and it's a box that has a coded key that only the fire service has, and not everybody in the fire service has it. And that key is actually inside. You put that key in the fire truck in a box and turn it, and it locks the key in that box, so nobody can take it off the fire truck. You actually have to get a code from your dispatch to unlock that box. So when you go to a business in the middle of the night for a fire alarm, you're not tearing down their doors or breaking their doors down to get into the business to find out it's a false alarm. Yeah. You get the code, they unlock your box, you take that key out, you go up to the front of the building, you unlock the Knox box, get the key to the building out, and then you can go in the building without having to tear anything up. That's the purpose of it. And it's a very secure system. Because I can tell you, we had one of those keys go missing in 30 years that I've been there, and it cost us over $400,000 because we had to rekey every single box in that town. Those things are actually, you have to sign off every morning at shift change that key is locked in the box on the truck.
They suck. Damn. I hate them.
But there is that's the purpose of it.
So he's riding my ass for 2 years now about hanging that Knox box up.
Well, we did not require existing buildings to do it. We recommended it. New buildings have to have it, just like they have to be sprinkled. They have to, new code says it has to be sprinkled. It has to have Knox box. It was not a requirement, and I don't know if it is where you're from, but it's probably not a requirement. He's just encouraging it.
It's like John was saying, it's a city ordinance. There's no law behind it. Mm-hmm. Some big hotshot lawyer got all bent out of shape about it and tried his best to bring all his actions, and he tied him up in all kind of red tape for about I don't know, I was told about a year. And guess what's hanging on his building?
Yeah.
So,
and see, Ted, that's another thing. Like these city ordinance things, it's not a Louisiana law. You know how I love your drain videos, and we only see it every once in a while here. How you get to walk to the condenser and shop back it out. Well, we can't do that shit because they make us terminate our drains into the sewer line.
They won't let us do that.
Oh, wow, we can't do that either.
We're not allowed. You have to have it visible. It has to be outside the door.
I wish they would do that here. Now, there's no Louisiana law that says that you have to do it into the sewer line. You can terminate it outside.
Well, let me ask you this.
Per Louisiana law, but the city of Lafayette and the city of Alexandria, where I'm originally from, oh no, we don't want that condensate line outside. We want to pipe that off into a sewer line.
Well, they don't up here. You can't it's illegal to put it to a sewer line because
your Legion's air.
If you ever lost your trap, it'd be sucking sewer gas.
Well, that's the biggest problem that I have.
Y'all are preaching to the choir.
When the air handler is under negative pressure.
Yep.
And it sits there through the winter time, whatever. The trap is not full.
Yep.
Or some dumbass takes his trap out.
Mm-hmm.
So many people don't understand what the hell a P-trap is.
No, y'all are preaching to the choir. I hate it.
And like it's sitting there.
You gotta have that drip air. You gotta have that area, that open air drip because of the Legion's air. And if you start pulling that sewer gas back, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now, I will say this: it's not necessary to have a P-trap on a positive side of the air handler. It's really not necessary, but the code makes us put P-traps no matter what, so we do it.
You used to call them,
but you don't need it.
They call them a blow-through coil, and the code at the time was if it was a blow-through coil, you didn't have to have a P-trap. And now that's changed. You got to have a P-trap on everything.
No matter what, you got to have one here.
See, here it's not, as long as it's positive pressure, no trap is required.
See, we didn't have to put them on what we call blow through or positive pressure coils until probably late 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And I can actually remember the first job I had turned down because I didn't do it and they had just changed the code and I hadn't kept up with it.
Yep.
Where's all these dudes? What? Oh, hey, John, I'll tell you right now. You know how you know that wasn't Adam?
What's that?
Adam would have wanted in. He would have came in eventually. He couldn't stand it. He would have. Yeah, that was. I don't know who, but that was somebody that would rather remain anonymous. Adam would have wanted in, man. Adam wants to crap over. He's a lover, man, not a fighter. He's a peacemaker.
And probably whoever he saw the other naked guy and he wanted to get hooked up.
I might accuse one of the other ones of that, but I won't mention anybody's Canadian name. But I might accuse one of the other ones of that, but I don't think Adam or Zach would be interested in a man. So I don't know which one it was, but
What happened
anyway,
to the Mexican kid?
Those guys are a lot of fun, you know.
Who?
So.
The Mexican kid that used to
Yamo. His name's Yamo.
Yamo.
Yeah, nothing happened to him. He's around. He's just not really part of the regular.
No, he's an
extra.
He's an ass kisser.
He's an extra. He's an extra fill-in guy, and he's a friend of all theirs and everything. And you know, the segment he and I had is over and done and past, and they've moved on to whatever else they're doing now. So
yeah, and Big Mike left the show because of Ted.
Well, I don't know about that. He blames me, but you know, everybody unanimously decided that you know, he didn't fit the show. But he blames me and me only.
He's a big puss.
He blames me.
What's that?
He's the new lead service tech at his new place.
Now, I don't know how. From what I heard, he ain't been doing heat and air, but like 2 years.
He talks a big game, I think.
Oh yeah.
I was never a big fan of Mike.
Other than him flapping his mouth off at me a couple of times, I have nothing against him. So I don't really know him. I don't know him that well. He blames me for his parting ways with those guys. And that's okay. I'll take the blame. That doesn't matter to me.
Is that a picture of your boat?
Yeah, that's badass, ain't it? You ever seen anything like that?
Oh, what kind of boat is it?
It's an Eliminator.
Who makes it?
It's got a Eliminator. It's an Eliminator boat. It's got a blown Chevy V8.
Oh wow!
Belt driven blower. It's badass. 550 horsepower. And those two jet skis are hydraulic. So you pull up to the landing and get out with a remote and hit a button, and they let down beside the boat, and you launch all three at the same time.
Oh, that's cool.
So when you go to a landing, the common courtesy is put your boat in, get your ass in your truck, get it parked, get the hell out of the way so the next guy can get his boat in the water. You know, No assing around. Man, I pull that thing up, and you look up through there, and there's a line of trucks with doors hanging open. People abandon their shit and walk back there to try to figure out what the hell am I going to do. And there's a crowd standing there saying, you know, we just want to see what you're going to do with that right there. And you hit that thing, you know, they go down hydraulically.
Yeah.
And there's a big wing nut in the middle there. So you do have to do one thing manually. You got to get up there and grab the big wing nut. It's about 6 inches wide, and it keeps them from rattling going down the highway, but they're hydraulically held up there where they're at.
How fast that boat go?
I really do not know. I've seen 84 on the GPS before, and I'll just be honest with you. I'm not young anymore, and it's faster than it's only a 21-foot boat. So how fast it'll go, I couldn't tell you. Yeah. I think it would kill you.
Oh God!
I believe that. I believe you could definitely die in that boat.
Yeah,
I cruise at 70 a lot. I pick on the fishermen is what it is. It's a grandpa luxury looking boat.
Yeah.
So I pull up beside all them little bass fishers that's got them 250s and 300s on that little bitty. Yeah, them little bitty boats, and they think they own the lake, you know. And I just pull up beside them and just hang with them. piss them off and eventually blow them away.
Hey, Ted, talk to us about Train now that the new year's here, and I sent you those text messages and screenshots. So, is Train and Ingersoll Rand, did they split ways?
That's supposed to be the deal, although all over our login site that we go to order, it's still got IR, it's still got the signs, but it's supposed to become a publicly traded, privately owned deal, whatever, again, that's not owned by Ingersoll Rand anymore, the controlling shares anyway. But I do know that we were finally able to say goodbye to our damn affiliation that everybody over blamed us for the stupid ass Ameristars. I mean, we never made them. We never had them.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah,
has Ameristar been pulled out of Train supply houses?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we have that Run True that's made in Tyler, Texas, which is a Train in a cheaper jacket.
Yeah.
I'm going to release a video of it, whether they like it or not. Now I can, but I have a video in the warehouse examining one of them, and shows you it's the same thing with a cheap jacket on it.
Oh, well, you should load that up. You should release that tonight when we get off of here.
It's not a real polished video. I'm just in the warehouse.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'd like to see it.
With my phone, I just walk up to it and say, well, look at what we have here, like that dude in that movie did.
Right.
I forgot what that was, whatever that movie was. He said, look at what we have here. Oh, yeah, that was in Back to the Future.
Yeah, man. Put it up tonight when we get off of here. I'd like to see it.
Man, it is a butt up the unit.
It's ugly as hell.
Yeah, it's ugly as hell.
I just want to clarify one more time. Ameristar equipment has been removed from Train and American Standard supply houses.
Well, all the ones around here and all the ones that I know of.
Okay.
Ameristar was never made by Train and never owned by Train, but we did make their furnaces.
Right.
We did make a couple of things for them, and it was basically the same furnace as our Train, just unpainted.
So what happens when these guys that have put in a bunch of Ameristars need parts?
Well, other than me saying I told you so.
Right. Can they still go to Trains to the...
Oh, no. Hell no.
Can't get the parts or nothing?
Hell no. Okay. Hell no. They can contact Funky Cole Medina or whoever it was that made them.
Madea.
Yeah, they're in China, man. Yeah. That's Chinese, and that's where the coils and the...
Is that who made it? Was Medea?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the same people that make Bosch.
That's where all the condensers and package units and everything came from. We just made their furnaces and a couple other things, and was stupid enough to sell them allow the distributors to sell them. That was what was so stupid.
That's what gets me, man, is all these guys.
Dumb as shit there.
That bought all them Ameristars. What the fuck they gonna do now when they need parts?
They're gonna take the bad rep.
Yeah.
They're just gonna let people hate them.
Generic parts.
What?
Generic parts.
Oh yeah, you're gonna put a generic. You're gonna put a generic coil in a unit. How you gonna do that? Nothing fits. Nothing fits.
What about a compressor?
Oh, you can buy those. They're just LGs or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a compressor,
Kinkos,
but like Ted said, what about an evaporator coil? I mean, you got to get one that fits that case or fits that air handler,
or a condenser coil.
Yeah,
or repair it.
Well, you're going to have to admit, ma'am, I'm sorry, I sold you a Bic lighter and it's out of butane. It's time to throw it away.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody expects them to last forever.
Honestly, it was just a bad idea all the way around. It just really was. And now the Run True,
Question.
It's just a cheap unit. That's all.
Question before you move on. Are you going to sell Run True?
Yeah. Soon as hell freezes, I will.
Soon as hell.
Yeah. Sure. So, why the hell would I do that? Why would I sell another?
Well, hold on. I'm going to tell you why. Do you do any work for a guy or a couple that has a bunch of rental property in some not so great places?
buy very little, and I don't want to, and I've priced myself in or out of jobs.
So basically, you're dropping a train. You don't
Or
give
you
a fuck,
ain't getting
or you don't
it.
give a fuck where it's at.
Man, that's an ugly ass unit. I just Googled that unit.
I buy
Run
'em.
true, yeah, it's ugly.
Yeah.
I guarantee
That's
you,
made by
I buy trains cheaper than any of you guys buy Ream or ICP or any of that.
I
guarantee you.
I believe that.
We
Because
buy three
you're
tons,
because
14
you're
AC for it.
well, y'all got to keep in mind too. Ted doesn't have a supply
distributor.
house.
No,
A
no
distributor.
I'm
He's
direct.
he's direct. He buys it straight from train.
And I'm on tier 5. So there's only 6 tiers. So,
Yeah,
and you know, $1 million a year is my next tier, and I'm sorry, I'm never going to hit that.
But you are a TSC or a
TCS dealer.
TCS.
Yeah, I've always done that.
How much you got to pay a year for that?
Anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000, depending on what benefits and what levels you want.
Do you advertise that you're a TCS?
Nah, I don't advertise much of anything at all, really.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't really. I didn't want the growth that we have had. You know, I was happy buying about $350,000 a year worth of equipment and sitting there on tier 3 wherever I was with that pricing. But
right,
you know, just growth gets out of hand and happens, and that's fine with me. But I don't do new construction. I do very little rental properties, and the ones that I do them because they want me to do the job, and I just sell them 14 SEER stuff, and you know, I can give as good of a price as anybody that's reputable and competitive. I don't care what they're selling. Now, can I touch an Ameristar price? Of course not.
right.
But if you're dumb enough to buy one of those, then you're not smart enough to buy nothing from me anyway.
Well, does nobody do none of you guys are doing new construction.
Nope.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch here, but it ain't me.
Jeez.
There's a bunch going on. I mean, a buttload of it going on, but it's not for me.
Hey,
You know
Ted.
what I found out? We've always
Ted.
made our. Go ahead.
Oh, what people in the chat keep saying Oxbox. What the hell is that? You said it's replacing
That's the American Standard version. In other words, Train and American Standard both have different warehouses, different supply houses, different distributors, whatever you want to
They're
call
just
it.
called Oxbox.
So, yeah, American Standards is called an Oxbox. I call them Roxbox. But that's what American Standard
Who the
supply
hell came up
houses
with
have.
these names, man?
You know, I really couldn't tell you that. I think it's really stupid, but at least they're made in Tyler, Texas, and at least they're not Chinese pieces of crap. They're just American-made coils and cabinets with Chinese parts all in them. So,
Hey, I had a buddy. I asked you when I asked you about Goodman earlier. I got a buddy that's with Washoe Insurance, and he does risk analysis, and he just came back from Waller, Texas, from the Goodman plant down there. And he's got paid. That thing's a 5 million square foot plant in Waller, Texas. That place is huge.
You got to have a lot of room to store all that junk.
All the returns.
Oh, you talking about the new Goodman plant?
Oh yeah, that place is huge.
Or the Daikin plant?
Yeah. Now you're
crazy.
talking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't. You know, Daikin came in and they don't put fucking Goodman or a man on nothing no more. Now everything's Daikin.
The dealer right here beside the house is still a Goodman dealer. Everything he's got is Goodman.
Oh no! I'm talking about like the factory and all that. When you go to the factory on the outside of the building, it don't say Goodman, it don't say Amana, it says fucking Daikin.
Yeah. The Goodman factory says Daikin on the building.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good. Goodman got bought up by Daikin?
Yeah,
Yes,
I think
sir.
2012.
2012.
Several years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, they must have bought up everybody. Snyder General, they got bought out by Daikin.
No, they got bought out by ICP.
Hey, what's that Superior dude's name, John?
Dennis.
Yes.
You might want to tell Dennis this is your show, not mine. I don't make the rules in here. I don't give a damn about I don't know. He just said I don't want it. Didn't want him in here. That ain't my decision.
Oh no, Dennis. Yeah, Dennis, you could come in here. But no, because the old round Arcowares and Comfort Makers that used to be made by Schneider General, Arcoware and Comfort Makers ICP now.
And ICP is owned by
Carrier.
Oh, Carrier?
United Technologies.
United Technologies.
So we all know who that is.
United Technologies owns Carrier, Bryant, Payne, ICP.
And when they bought ICP out, they said, "Oh, we're not going to touch. The manufacturing is going to stay the same. We're not going to touch. We're not going to touch."
No, and everything's built in the
then
same
they
factory.
slowly started merging, and then we started noticing, hey, these units are looking more and more and more alike.
Yep.
And now it's pretty much the same thing. There's some cosmetics and a few little differences, but pretty much the same unit.
Just on the high end stuff, Ted, because Carrier actually went with the ICP look, believe it or not.
Because it was better.
It was.
Why. And it was stronger. And it was that soft sound unit. I've still got a bunch of those out. I make a video every now and then walking up on some of those
that's some good equipment.
That I did in 2009 and 2010. I sold some of those during those tax credit years.
Right. But Carrier actually went with the ICP look and build.
Because it looked better.
Yeah. And right now on the air handlers, the gas furnaces, the coils, the condensers, now the builder's condensers, you start getting into the higher end condensers, there are quite a bit of cosmetic differences between the two. But as long as you stay with that regular end model condenser, and Chance knows what I'm talking about because he worked at Carrier and he sells ICP.
There is C models.
Yeah, there is absolutely no difference. But yeah, the soft sound, the C model,
that's beautiful. And it's tough as a damn tank.
Oh, it's built like a fucking tank.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You sit four of them out and land a helicopter on them. Well, somebody throwing something at that dude. His wife's throwing stuff at him.
I got to go, guys. I'm getting told it's time to go.
All right, you better listen to the old lady.
Snap that whip.
Thanks for coming, Bobby.
Yeah, we'll see you guys
later.
Take
it easy,
all
man.
Right.
Good to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, Stonehouse says a lot of builders use Goodman here. Yeah, imagine that.
They're probably just cheap.
Oh, it is.
There's dumbasses everywhere.
Yeah.
That's amazing how much cheaper they are on like the OEM parts. Like I can buy, Goodman control boards for $50-$60. And Carrier train, you pay $200. It's like
Goodman
we
OEM.
Ain't got no $200 boards. You must live in a distributor state.
He does, and yes, we do. God. And yes, we do. In Louisiana,
dude, you need to let me mail you some boards in because I can buy about 4 of them for that.
Hey, have you noticed like on train, like some of the train stuff I've been getting has the train part numbers on there, but it's been generic, like motors. It's been just generic motors with the train part numbers on it. Have you seen that? Like on like a condenser fan motor I did long ago. The ones where they got the screws that go into the motor itself.
I hate that.
And this one was just a generic motor. I had to drill out what did I have to do? I had to drill out
self-tapping screws holding your condenser fan motor up. I hate that, man. That sucks.
Chance, who's your train distributor?
It's called O'Connor Company. It was just bought out by some big company in Chicago. I can't.
What state? You're in Illinois?
No, Missouri.
Oh, you're in Missouri. The show me state.
Nope.
Ted.
I used to live at Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri.
Where's that at in Missouri?
Down near Rolla.
Oh, okay.
Ted, I went one
right
time.
outside of Waynesville. You know where Waynesville?
Yeah, I know. I know Rolla.
Yeah. On a TWE air handler. You remember those?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Evaporator was leaking. Unit was in beautiful shape. I mean, this air handler didn't have a spot of rust on it. It was in a big old mechanical room at a gun shop. And his condenser was beautiful too. It was just out of warranty, the system. The 10-year warranty had just ran out.
Yeah.
And the guy said, man, this unit's been real good to me, man. Can't we just put a coil in it? And I said, yeah, we can put a coil in it if that's what you want to do.
Brace it.
So I went up to I called the train store. My cost on the coil was $1,500.
Yeah.
But what's his cost going to be?
But here's the problem with that. No, my cost would have been high on it too. Here's the problem with that is they either don't know or don't want you to know or whatever that, you know, you can, there's a bunch of those cabinets that have not changed.
Right.
And you can take one of our aluminum coils from a TEM air handler, or even, you know, that's the thing. Those legacy coils is what they call that. And they're claiming that it'll have to be made, that the factory will have to make it for you, and they send it to you. And that's why it's so much. But there's a bunch of stuff that crosses over that's not in the books. You just have to know the equipment. And it's a little bit more tricky on a horizontal than it is on an upflow. But especially
this was upflow, and it was a copper coil. But they didn't have to order it. They said they had it in stock. And the guy ended up buying the coil. He said he wanted it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. Can you believe that?
That was twice as much as the air handler.
I tried to tell him, but he's like, man, I like this unit. It's been good to me. And
I like it.
And
yeah, some of that train stuff, like, I don't know, like it's hit and miss. Like those Acon controllers.
Yeah.
Like I get that for like $200, but like some of the parts are just outrageous. You know, just
the new coil
like,
they get.
What do you think for the Acons? Like Acon 824.
The new coil they gave me, Ted, it was aluminum.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
I could have bought that coil. I mean, it would have been cheaper just to buy the whole air handler and take the coil out of it. And take the air handler out of it.
Yeah.
Take the coil out and stick it in there and don't even tell them. Say, here you go, dude. Here's your new coil. So what do you pay, Chance? Do you work for yourself?
Yeah.
So what do you pay for an 824 or a 1050, something like that?
I got one pulled up here, like an ACONT 824, I paid $200.
That's about right. That's pretty good. A means American Standard, not train.
Yeah, American Standard.
You sell American Standard, Chance?
No, they tried getting me to. And
so
they gave me pricing. And I've sold a couple of American Standard systems, but I haven't.
What's the 1050? What does your 1050 cost you?
I should have. I was looking at an invoice. I'd have to pull it by.
Hold on.
I got you.
The 824, he said he can buy it for a couple $100.
Yeah, the 824 is not communicating. It's just a little.
Yeah, I know. I know because I worked for
color screen. It's a nice little deal.
It is. I like it.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice.
I worked for a really big train dealer here, and they were at TSC or whatever the hell it is.
TCS.
Yeah, TCS. I'm sorry. You know what our cost on an 824 was? Because I had to go in there and get one day for
250, 240, 230, something like that.
$475.
No, that's the 1050. That's the big version.
No, that son of a bitch gave me an 824.
Good Lord.
Ted, what'd you ask me for? A T50?
1050.
A 1050?
A zone. Yeah, the T zone. It would be an A zone. A zon. Z-O-N. Not Z-O-N-E. Zon 1050. Took the place of the T-Zone 950.
Which the 950 was better.
Beautiful thermostat, man. And they took that away.
They fucked it up with the
dumbasses.
1050. Yeah.
The software is more stable, but it's ugly. It's just ugly. Just ugly and cheap looking.
Oh no, we would pay almost $700 for a 1050.
Absolutely. And the 950s.
Is that a controller? The 1050 is it?
Yeah. Yeah, there used to be a 950.
Ted, our cost on a 1050 was almost $700.
Oh yeah.
Oh, mine's $400.
Yeah.
You see how we get fucked down here?
So I'm a distributor on mine.
Yeah, well, our distributor's really fucking us then.
What's like I don't know the model numbers. What's the unit you use a lot? An air conditioner you use a lot, Ted?
Like a standard 14 SEER would be an air conditioner. 3-ton would be a TTR 4036.
That's not going to be on American Standard.
Okay, ATR.
No, it's going to be like a A4 or a A7. Just look at a 14 SEER air conditioner, Chance.
Yeah, I'm trying. Their price book is.
Yeah, you got to know the model number to look at what he's looking at.
All right, here we go. A 4A7 A4.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, they're freaking high compared to what I buy at Lennox.
Oh God, Lennox is dirt cheap, man.
12 for a 3-ton. For a 4A7 A4, 1276.
Whoo!
Damn, that is high.
Bend him over and grease him up.
That's why I don't see but some of their stuff is good. Like some of my furnace pricing wasn't bad, but
What
my
do you
AC
pay?
pricing.
What do you pay for that one, Ted?
Right at $900.
Damn.
So I pay less than $800.
Let me see how much I'm paying for a ring.
Man. You know you
One thing I did not like about
that was a 3-ton.
Yeah. Straight air 3-ton 14 SEER.
Oh, that's actually not bad. I pay
1100 and something.
1130.
Yeah, and that's about what the ICP would cost you too.
Let me see what my ICP costs me because I get really good pricing on ICP.
You know, one thing I didn't like about the American Standard was their the dealer or what's the American Standard dealer net
comfort site,
whatever it is, where you look up all your manuals and everything.
Oh yeah.
It's horrible compared to even ICP or Linux. It's just hard to use. At least for me, it was.
I get an ICP straight 14 SEER, the builder's model, for $1050.
Yeah, but that's an N4 A4.
Yeah, that's an N.
Look up the C model. It'd be a couple $100 more, but it's nice. They're nice. But you see what I mean? I'm buying the train cheaper than you can buy the basic ICP. So there's no way I could sell another brand.
Right.
I mean, hell, what the hell would I sell another brand for if it ain't cheaper?
Like my Heil pricing was actually worse than my Linux pricing with it on a 3-ton.
Yeah, they don't make the C model anymore, Ted, in 14 SEER. It's got to be a 16
yeah,
or above.
they were 15s. That's right. They were 15s.
Well, they're 16 now.
Yeah, so it's hard to compare.
Yeah, but the builder's grade is $1050. And then if I go below the builder's grade, which is the R model, they don't even have a Comfort Maker logo on it. I can get that one for $860.
That's a 3-ton.
Yeah.
See my,
but that's the R model.
Train is not cheaper than Grand Air, Dennis.
See, mine's $840.
Dumb as hell. The reason Train is cheap for me is because I buy about $600,000 a year. That's why it's cheap for me.
What? Why? $840 for an N or an R model?
N.
Yeah. See, I get my N 3-ton for $860.
Yeah.
How much is your 3-ton N model?
That N. Yeah, that's.
Oh, that was N.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said R.
No, I don't even have any pricing. I think that's Grand Air. If I want to.
Well, no, it's Grand Air is Baker's name, but Well, what do you sell, Heil?
Yeah, if I sell ICP, it's Heil, and I go through Baker. If I
it comes from
Grand
Baker.
Air.
Oh, well, that's why you don't have. That's why you don't have R pricing because they have Grand Air. Yeah.
Yep.
The Bakers here have Comfort Maker. They don't have Heil. Gateway's got Heil here.
Okay, that was going to be a question I had. Because I know you really like Baker, so that's where you got your Comfort Maker from.
Well, I mean, I don't buy anything from Baker anymore, but I do like them. Okay, they're friends of mine that run it, But
right, but that's where you bought your Comfort Makers.
Oh
from?
yeah, that's where I did buy that.
So, your train store, is it, I mean, is it a staffed supply house?
Hell no. It's a warehouse with a printer and a couple of forklifts and a couple of
They don't have a
guys.
showroom. They don't have a showroom for it or anything.
I have the showroom. The showroom's in my office.
No, I know that, but
yeah, no, it's not a staffed supply house.
This is we're direct, man. We're what's called a DSO state. So we're a direct sales outlet state. We don't have a distributor at all. They're
What
not
about
allowed.
American Standard?
I don't know anything about them, but I'm pretty sure they're the same corporation.
So would they would be direct too?
I don't think so, because there's places like Yandel, and I mean, there's privately owned places that can sell those.
Okay.
Train is DSO.
Okay.
I'm direct. Mine comes straight from, in other words, they might not come all on the same truck, but nothing, it'll go to a warehouse and straight to me.
If somebody wants to buy
from the factory
OEM fan motor, do they have to go through you?
There are parts houses. They do have, but Train owns them. They do have Train parts house, and now that they can sell equipment too, but only 14 SEER. They cannot sell any XL or anything.
I was going to ask you that next. Where do you get all your parts at?
Train.
But
or D&L. You ever heard of D&L?
No.
That's a private owned place that.
But you get your parts from a staffed supply house, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. When
they have a parts showroom, but not an equipment showroom.
And they can sell equipment, but only 14 SEER.
Only 14 SEER. Okay. Only entry level. No 2-stage stuff. No XL stuff.
Right.
Just basic entry level, and it's book price.
Right.
I mean, it's a ridiculous price. What you would buy a 14 SEER, I'd get a 16 2-stage variable speed for.
Right.
Yeah, my company used to be a Train dealership, and even the supply houses within our area, if they wanted a fan motor, some customer would come to them for a fan motor, they would have to go through us to get that fan motor. Even a motor, there's one place here that was, just, I would say 20 miles from us.
Well, they won't sell to them. I'm saying we have parts houses here that are owned by Train, but they ain't going to sell to no general public.
No, not general public. I'm talking about
other contractors.
Yeah,
if they're licensed and have an EPA card, they can buy parts.
Yeah.
But you want to talk? You heard how much he said he paid for a coil?
Yeah.
That's what'll happen to you if you go to the Train parts house.
Yeah.
They'll rape your butt. I mean, a board that I pay like $75 for would be $200 at the Train parts house.
Yeah.
Oh God. Now,
and for what they sell a coil for, I could just buy the whole air handler.
Now, do you sell parts to, mechanics?
Hell no. Hell no. What would I do that for?
Well, I mean,
if I like you, I might give it to you if I like you. But I ain't in the parts business.
Yeah.
I mean, these clowns that call me up and say, I'm looking for a capacitor, I tell them, call Baker. Well, they're closed. Well, wait till Monday.
Yeah.
Well,
if you do sell it to them, you just mark it up.
How much can you mark up a $4 part, man? I mean, really, it ain't worth my time. I'll give them away before I would sell it to them. I just give it to them. I gave one to a dude the other day. Actually, it was a contactor.
Yeah.
Left it on my ledge and said he could ride by and pick it up. The thing is, those DIY guys, those goofballs, they can't weld nothing in. They can't install nothing. They can't buy nothing. I don't want the damn stupid $100 repair job anyway.
Yeah.
So when he needs to buy something, hopefully he'll call me. If he doesn't, well, whatever.
Yeah.
But I would not sell somebody a fan motor. I would not. Now, I would sell it to another dealer, another heating and air company or something.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. We help each other out.
Yeah.
But I still got to like you. You can't be the ones that stabs in the back. If you go around bad mouthing other companies to customers, You're there to talk about you. You know, you're not there to talk about other
We don't want
companies.
to do some work or something like that. We'll go ahead.
So if you do that, I ignore you. I won't call you back. But if you're a good guy and you work for a good company and you're reputable and you need a motor, one of your customers is down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it's a train, absolutely. I don't want them to be down any more than you do. So I'll sell it. As a matter of fact, if you want to just give me my part back, I'll give it to you. You can just return me one Monday or whenever you can order it, because I keep more parts than probably any dealer in this town.
Wow.
I have every single motor, at least 2 of them. Absolutely every single one of them. Every board, I'm talking flue motors, blower motors, outdoor motors. I stock parts. I hate supply houses. So I have my own supply house.
Yeah.
For materials and
then you got
parts.
that lady that'll run them to you if you need something.
Yeah. She gets pretty tired of it in the summertime, but
she knows how to look it up and get you the right part.
I give her the part number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's so organized. We know exactly where it all is. So she can just call me on the phone standing in there on the shelf and just read it to me.
How's the new office?
Well, those other buildings in the back that we were just talking about are great, but the new showroom doesn't really look any better than it did 6 months ago because it's been so busy, hadn't been able to do it, hadn't been able to really set the displays up. But the facility itself, we love it, man, because we got everything in one spot. We don't have a warehouse downtown anymore. We stock all of our own, everything, duct, materials, fittings, pipes, glues, thermostats. We stock everything that we use. And so it's rare that we have to go to a supply house at all. It really is rare.
Hey, I know you use the 824 when you do a 16 seer.
Yeah.
And obviously the 1050 on an inverter, but what about a 14 seer? What stat do you use?
That piece of dog crap T6. I hate them, man.
Oh, the Honeywell.
I hate them, man. I hate them.
You can't get the 5000s anymore either.
If I buy them by the case, I can, but they've done gotten so high.
Yeah.
I mean, like the basic cheap one is $90 a piece.
Yeah.
Even if I buy 12 at a time, and there's some rumor about them coming back. I wish they would.
Yeah, there is a rumor floating around about that.
Yeah, and I don't know. That's probably baloney.
They don't make the 8000 anymore.
No. Ted, you also got a question in the chat about that video you did where you helped that DIY guy with the heat exchanger.
Oh yeah, he was a fireman. I've got a soft spot for firemen, man.
Yeah,
they saved my life twice.
He's asking if what conclusion did he come to, or
he took it out and straightened it out and put it back in there and got it to where the flames were no longer rolling out and got it fixed.
Okay.
That very night.
Damn.
He called me back and asked me if I wanted to look at it. And I said, no, but if you want to show off your skills, take me a quick little video of it. And he did. It was a terrible video, but at least it wasn't rolling out anymore. I mean, did you see that video, John?
I did.
Yeah, you saw what was wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, you knew something was wrong when we initially saw the flame, but when we took that, he did it right there in front of me. When we took that panel off and you saw the heat exchanger, it's like, yeah, that's not flat. But I've never seen one that comes like that. All of ours have the whole plate.
Right.
I've never seen one like you have to fight and split that cabinet and get it. You have to take all the screws out of the sides of the cabinet and get it to spread open and get the whole plate in and out on ours anyway, on trains.
Yeah.
Even a basic 80%. I think I've got a video out of me changing one. And it took me a good hour, but hour and a half maybe.
Yeah.
And, everybody was saying, well, there's no crack. That crack won't do anything, blah, blah. I mean, no, I could not find really any major physical evidence of it, but all I know is it would not work, and it worked when I put the new one in.
Yeah.
When it was tripping the high limit, I put the same limit back in it, and it worked.
Yeah.
And it was setting off his detectors too.
Damn.
Oh yeah, and the gas company came in there with one. You know, theirs cost about $10,000.
Yeah.
They walk in there with that thing. I forget what it's called. It looks like a cube on a shoulder strap, and they walk in there with that thing, you know. And they're seriously about $10,000.
Oh shit.
I'd like to have one of those. but nonetheless, the guy did stay there, and I could tell by his description, you know, he knew, like, he couldn't figure that out without me, and that's all he needed me for. He didn't need me to take that thing apart and put it together. He just needed to know what the hell was wrong, and he flattened that thing out and got it to work. I was going to talk to Baker for him and tell him, man, you know, I was helping the guy, and I'm telling you, this thing was trashed.
Right.
Give us another one. But he wanted to get him heat right then, and he did. I mean, hats off to him. That's just how firemen are, man. They're all about, you know, rescue. That's what their whole world is. So
yeah. I'll be right back, y'all.
All right.
I'm going to call it a night. It's 1:30 in the morning where I'm at.
No more philosophies from it for us, huh?
No philosophies.
Well, that's too bad.
I think I'm going to call it a night, too. It's 12:30.
1:22 up here, so we're hanging later than you.
Y'all are an hour ahead of me.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Well, thank y'all for coming in.
Oh, it's good to see you again.
Glad you had one of these, man. It's been a while. So
I'm going to try to start doing them more often. I'm glad you came in. I ain't seen you around anywhere else in a while.
Well, I didn't even stir any trouble. How about that?
There you go.
Maybe next time, John.
There you go. That's fine. You could say gay here.
Well, I didn't want to say that as an opener, but we did have a naked dude in here. He seemed like a nice guy, but
yeah.
I mean, I felt better when he said something about his wife in the background.
There you go. Yeah.
Something else, you know.
Hey, Chance, thanks for coming in, dude.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, enjoyed hanging with you, Chance, man. We'll catch you up with y'all later.
All right, guys. Thank y'all again.
Don't take it easy.
Okay.
Peace.
Later, y'all.
Yeah.